Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Today I'm building a solar panel rack not far from the tiny house, which is going to be powered by the solar panels on this rack. So I've got one hole dug and I've come out far enough from the tree to where the branches should never interfere with the solar panels in any way. And this is morning hours, and you can see that the panels will be in full sunlight right here. So we are not getting much power at this time from these solar panels at their present angle. So I have to get them off the ground urgently and start producing more power. So these are going up today. That's my main project today. I have been hunting a lot, so I haven't been out. I haven't been on camera at all recently, but that's to be expected during hunting season. I've got 2 days left. My rifle failed on me yesterday. Something wrong with the scope, and it filled up with water while I was hunting, and I couldn't see anything, and there were deer everywhere, and so I came home without meat. I do plan on getting another deer, at least one more, because I've calculated what we need to feed our family for a year. Anyway, I've got this in, and I'm going to measure and put the other one in the ground, and then the fun part, or not fun, I should say, is leveling it off. The ground is sloped a bit, and I have to figure out how to get these at the same height on the top. Oh yeah, I know what we did. We used a 2x6 across them. That's what I'll do. And then a level. So, back to work. Something else I'm doing, guys. I'm looking at due south. Now, I was going to line up the solar panels with the house. Everything is facing at a certain angle straight towards the yard. But for the solar panels' optimum power production, I want to face due south, which is this way. And that is not exactly where I had thought. So what I'm doing is I'm setting a board on the ground here and setting the compass perpendicular to the board, and then adjusting it for due south, so I know one stake is here, or post, another post to be here, right along due south. That way I'll get my angle right. What I don't like is how that's going to look with the house, but maximum solar power production is most important. Something important to note is I'm using a special tool made for driving in posts like this that is making sure I have it level in all directions. And then I have this heavy metal bar with a rounded end for jamming down. I guess I can show you a little bit what I'm doing. Just a little bit at a time goes back in the hole. And then tap it down. And still ensure that everything stays level. And so on till I get all the dirt used up, and then I'll do the next one. I thought the ground was at an angle, but I just put just for an idea, I put the board down, put a level on it, and it's pretty much level. So what I've got to do is go down my proper depth here, and then when I hit that point, I can put my board in. Put my post in, and then start leveling it off like I did the other. So I'll get that done and we'll be back. And there's how I'm checking for level. 2x6 across the top. We gotta come a tiny bit down over here and we'll be level. And then I can pound this one and make it square and straight. Well, I've got the frame cut for the solar panel rack. Now I just got to put it, I think, because I'm working alone today, I think what I'm going to do is drill it, put the bolts through, the hinge bolts, and then put the next two supporting braces in the middle, and then put on the solar panels and hope I can get it done. Let's see what we can do here. Had to get some help for a minute. All right, so grab this, slide the bolt out most of the way. Yep, you're exactly right. Now, see if we can get this up there without knocking the washer off that bolt. You ready? If you can't, I'll just get my side and then come over to yours, but you can help me balance it. All right, just move. Okay. I'm almost in. Okay, let me trade sides. Hold that side. Got it? Heavy. I lost the washer. Okay, you're good. Let that side, yeah. Can you put this washer off, please? And push the bolt in a little. Yep. I'm gonna do this at an angle that'll help me better. No. Right, now I got this. I'm gonna get that washer in there. Okay, now push it through. All right, it's on. Okay, that's a start. Whew. We did it. Thank you, Melanie. I'll get that on so it doesn't fall off. What do you think of the location of our new solar panel rack? Huh? We can still drive the cars through the driveway. I think I need a hammer. Yeah, I'll have to tap that in. Yeah, well, it's pretty much balanced until I get the solar panels on. And I see I have to cut that branch. But I did, otherwise, get it pretty close on the tree there. Okay, well there, guys. It's up. Now I have to put the other two pieces in the middle. The framing pieces. Oh, well, guys, I'm taking a little break. That's a very impressive structure right there. I've got to trim the trees to get the other two panels up. But it's a start right there. It's going to be adjustable for the seasons. It's higher than I thought it would be on that tree. So that is what it is. Because once those other two panels are a little bit bigger, they're a little taller. They're 235 watts each in these two here on the bottom are 200 watt panels. So I've got two options. I can take two off the ones from the electronics shop and reconfigure that over there and put them over here and then put the 235s over there. I don't think that's a good idea. I already answered my question. The 235s are going in the house where they're needed. Yep. So I got to trim the tree. I'm going to take a little break and finish my coffee and trim the tree and get those 2 other panels up there. The 235s are taller than the 200s, and they're a little bit thicker too, so that makes things a little bit awkward putting these together. So I got 2 200s and 2 235s going on here. Fortunately, there's the same width, so it'll balance out. But that goes up there in that tree further than I had thought. I had calculated for 200s, and I didn't realize I had 2 200s and 2 235s left over. So we'll have 870 watts when this is up. I'm just taking a little break and a little thinker here. I got to get up there high. I don't have a way to reach up there. My little rickety ladder is too weak to get all the way up in the middle, up there to put a screw, and up there to put a screw, which is where I desperately need them too. So, a little thinker pause here. The bottom ones are easy. Okay, I'm going to let you watch my awkward struggling with this solar panel. This is embarrassing and awkward, but I'll let you watch and hope I don't drop it. Are they shorter? Oh, they're a little shorter than the others. Okay. Well, that went easier than the other one because I had already done one. They're not as wide as the others. Now I have to figure out how to center that and still have enough meat to screw onto up in there. Interesting. Well, there it is, guys. 2 of the panels are hooked up to my little mobile power inverter and backup battery and an extension cord running to the house. And that's it for now. That's it. The other 2, I'm going to have to wire it properly into the battery bank. But for now,
hey man, how's it going?
Some little bit of solar, 400 watts capacity and peak sunlight, which it is not now at this time. I can guess we're probably pulling in 250 to 300 watts at this time. The electronics and controls are down here. And the little, I don't know if you can see the orange cord that I've always used, runs into the house and gives us some little bit of power. But soon, we're going to have the full capacity here. And then I'm also going to set up the rest of my panels and really start knocking out some power here. I still got a couple more panels to put up, but that's all I can afford for today. At least we'll get it going. And then I got to see if I have enough wire to run from the panels to the house. If not, that's another $60. And then I'll have to wait for next paycheck if that's the case, if my wire's too short. But we'll see. And there's my little solar panel charging up our portable LED light, which we do use here at night. And that's it, guys. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. A solar power day at the nearly off-grid homestead. Talk to you later. Actually, guys, one last note. 4 o'clock. The shadows are long, and I'm catching the last of the afternoon sunlight as it goes behind the trees. The whole rest of the yard, I don't know if you can see it, get that glare off there. The whole rest of the yard is in darkness. All is darkness. But the solar panels are in sunlight, the last waning sunlight. The best place they could be, right there. Good night, everybody.
How's Don T doing?
I'm just starting the stream, that's all.
Oh, right on. I appreciate it. That was you? It showed up as Emerald. I swear my phone's on crack.
Your phone is on crack. Stand by. All right. Stop. Share.
Long before the MAGA days, Barack Obama paved the way. Democrats we had it made. Shows were the same. Well, Nancy, we got a problem. Seriously, Chuck? You think I don't know we have a problem? Well, I didn't know if you knew or not. Of course I know, Chuck. I know everything. Oh, why don't you just go get your hair done? Seriously, Chuck? Anyways, we're losing this election. Do you honestly think I don't know that? Well, then what are we going to do about it, Chuck? Huh? Well, for now, we need to keep Joe hidden as much as possible. That's actually a pretty good idea. Hey, Barack! You know we got a problem, right?
Nope. We got a big problem.
Hey, I don't gotta go nowhere, do I? No, Joe, you ain't gotta go nowhere. Okay, good, because I don't like going anywhere unless it's like a high school. Hey, what are we gonna do? We're losing this election. Figure it out, Barack. And get me some toilet paper while you're at it. Hey, anybody got any cheese?
Hey, did someone order a pizza?
Hey, everybody, the pizzas are here. Wink, wink.
What about the ice cream and vodka? Did you bring the ice cream and vodka too?
Of course. What kind of party would it be without ice cream and vodka? And cigars.
Did someone say cigars?
Well, what are we gonna do, guys?
We're just gonna have to keep Joe hidden till we come up with a new plan.
Don't screw it up, Barack. You ain't got no idea what I'm going through. Hey, where's my cheese at? You can't let Joe debate Trump.
That's a no-brainer.
Well, what if we say Joe is unfit to be president, and then I run for president?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
And then I can be vice president, and then we can move back to the White House. Hey, where's my cheese? Oh, this pizza is delicious.
Oh, it tastes so good with ice cream, too.
I like my pizza with sauce on it.
I like pasta and hot dogs.
Adam loves his pasta and hot dogs.
Hey, Adam, you remember when you stayed at the Standard Hotel?
Yeah?
All you did was order pasta and hot dogs the whole time you were there.
Yeah, I love pasta and hot dogs.
I can't believe I'm gonna be president. I can't believe I'm gonna be vice president. I can't believe I still don't have my cheese.
All right, guys, let's get rid of Joe.
Somebody call Pelosi and tell her the good news. Don't be starting that. I ain't the help. I ain't no maid. You make your own phone call.
Easy, Michelle.
Wait, what?
So I just got word that Kamala is going to be running for president.
Oh, good. Our problems are solved.
Good, now I don't gotta go to prison. Okay, so if Kamala becomes president, does that mean carrots will be illegal?
Oh my gosh, here's some more ice cream and vodka.
Honestly, I'd like to have some ice cream and vodka too.
I'm gonna make some more pasta and hot dogs. Anyone want some?
Oh, Adam. You funny.
What are all these people doing here?
Tacos for sale.
Hey, Willie, you want a bite of my taco? There. You look like you've been swimming all day. You want a taco?
Mr. President! Mr. President!
Hey, has anybody seen the president? Where's he at?
I'm right here, Joe.
Get your wet, greasy, illegal
What's going on with Hunter? Well, my husband Jane over here is selling tacos. 9.1% inflation? Can you repeat that for me? Tacos in my book. Willie, bring me no hot salsa.
How come you don't make me tacos, Michelle?
Because I make hot dogs. That's why.
Yeah, but I'm kind of sick of hot dogs.
Well, I can make other things if you want.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, cold dogs, sausages, hot links, and big, plump, juicy eggplant.
I'm kind of tired of putting that all in my mouth.
What? Joe, how's Hunter? End quote. You're all tacos! The kid over there eating a taco could be the next manager at McDonald's. Because he's unique. Willie, bring me some sour cream for my dry taco. Why don't the Democrats want you to run? Hey, if you don't vote for Joe, then you ain't a taco. You're all tacos in my book. Hey, there's too much cheese on my taco. Hey, tacos are just as smart and just as talented as watermelons.
Hey, Zach, how's it going, buddy? That was United Spot, I presume, on those videos. Those guys are a riot.
You want to hear a joke?
Oh my gosh, I love jokes.
Yeah, it's United Spot. I'm just trying to figure out all this fucking.
Racist
There's too many
much?
tabs and
Okay,
buttons.
Oh, right on.
Walk into a bar.
Hello? Where's the diversity?
Okay, a white guy and a black guy walk into a bar.
And the women?
What?
Where's the women at?
I'm sorry. I actually just found out what a woman was. So okay, a black woman and a white guy walk into a bar.
And you're assuming people's gender is why?
I'm sorry.
And why are they in a bar? Scary things happen in a bar. I should know.
Okay. Two gender non-conforming individuals walk into an establishment of your choosing.
Okay, I like where this is
And
going.
then something happens.
What happens?
And then something happens that doesn't offend you.
I love this
Yeah.
joke.
I thought you'd like that.
Okay.
Right on. Zach wants me to tell you that he threw a pie at you.
Roger that. How does she get these things so smoothly done?
Crackhead boy, I'm just trying to weigh it. I'm a crackhead boy, I'ma feel myself naked. Got my hookers paid with Peter's money.
That's right.
All my emails leaked, Dad, can I have more money?
I'm a pedo boy, they call me Pedo Peter. I'm the fake POTUS, and a quote reread this 81 million votes, and I did it from the basement. Me and Ashley shower while my son gets naked.
Oh, shit, that one was hilarious. I haven't seen that one yet.
I've never, buddy. Listen, what's up, everybody? Listen, due to my recent legal troubles, I need to make a little extra money. So I'm selling my white privilege card. The card is like 52 years old and it's in mint condition. I've never used it because I've never had to use it before. Because unlike a lot of people I know, I've worked for everything I have. I like to do things on my own, so I never needed it. And to be honest with you, the card like hasn't even done anything for me anyways. You know, I had to pay for my own college. I had to pay for my own food. I didn't get free housing or a free ride. I got no free anything. no free rides for me, bro. I've had to work for everything I have, and every day of my life, while I paid a ton of taxes to support those of you who like still live at home and refuse to work, because I didn't get help from my parents like you guys. I did everything on my own. So, anyways, I got some chicks coming over to film a video. So, if you're interested, I prefer cash, or but I'm willing to do like an even trade for like a bag of Parmesan cheese and a 6-pack of White Claw. But if you're interested, send me an email and I'll reply to it from the laptop that I pay for every month. But serious buyers only, okay? I'm kind of having a hard time. So, anyways, all right. God bless.
Hasn't come in yet, Zach? That's a bummer. I know sometimes some things are taking a long time to get here right now.
Joe, lock it down.
A lot of
Cool,
people
thank you.
think that me and my dad should be in prison.
Yeah, but what most people don't realize is me and Hunter, we're already here. That's right. Through the miracle of modern technology and political corruption, we were able to fool you.
I've been locked up for like 7 years now.
Yeah, I've been locked up for almost 20 years now.
Yep.
I mean, it ain't been easy, but, every once in a while they let me out to read from the teleprompter and take some pictures. Sometimes I get to sniff a kid. It don't pay much, but, I do get lots of ice cream.
Yeah, they let me out sometimes, too, to be naked and film myself smoke crack with hookers.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But, it ain't all fun and games up in here, though. You forget how to do stuff in here. It's like I used to be able to walk upstairs and ride a bike, but not anymore.
You got a visitor, Joe.
Oh, good. La Bamba's here.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, La Bamba.
I'm going to need you to read from the teleprompter tomorrow.
All right.
So I need you to practice your lines.
I'll try. You need anything else?
Yeah. Tell Michelle I said hi.
All right. I'll tell her when I see her in the shower. Our job description is what the higher-ups in government call distraction work.
Yeah, everybody's so busy looking at us, they don't even notice what the real criminals are doing.
Oh, you're so smart, Hunter.
Thanks, Dad.
In all seriousness, this ain't such a bad gig.
Nope.
I can sleep all day and just sit here and crap my pants as much as I want to.
It smells kind of bad in here, but I've had some good memories with Peter over here.
Ain't that the truth? Hell, every one of my basement campaign videos was recorded right here in this cell.
Yep.
Zach enjoyed that one. Getting any more rain, Zach?
I said a crack, rock, the Hunter to the Biden. I smoke lots of crack and I won't stop smoking because my emails are leaking and up jumps my daddy. He's a pedo of America's seed. Now the videos you see are not fake news, but they will be soon, you'll see. Because Twitter, the news, and Peter are going to make sure you all don't see that my name's Hunter, man, and I really do like blow. The Ukraine, my gun, the Berees, my man, my paintings, and my hose. But first, I gotta light the cracky to the pipey. I laundered lots of money with the big guy beside me. Is that rock? I won't stop. 4chan will make my emails talk. Now this hoe can't weigh my rock, so I need to say goodbye. So ignore all the leaks and don't forget to vote for the big guy.
I bet your grass likes it, yeah. It'll lead up the water. We've had a dry hot spell here lately. Been hitting 100+ degree days. Nothing compared to what Don gets there, but here it's pretty warm. Yeah, I bet it's bright green. Nice.
A friend of mine just sent me a video, and I'm more pissed off at that than I am the actual video. Akron police got in a high-speed chase with the guy that shot at a cop car. I don't know the whole story, but the young black kid did get out and run, and they lit him up with an estimate 90 bullets. They can't actually tell you how many bullets they fired at him, but the soundtrack is a fucking awesome thing to watch. They formed a firing line and fucking lit the kid up. If one officer hears a gunshot, they all shoot, and so be it. They'll all be cleared, of course. Not the issue. Not the issue at all. The issue I have with United Spot, which they do comedian things, and some videos are pretty good, but this one sends the wrong fucking message. And it's called, they released it talking about the Akron shooting. I'm going to go over a couple of things they put up. One, teach your kids to respect the law. Which law? The laws that the progressives are allowed to use, or ours? So which set of laws? The laws the FBI are going by, the laws the Congress passed, the laws the street cops are fucking enforcing. Which set of laws are we working for these days? Teach them to respect the police. I would have more respect for a parent that teaches their kids to not respect the police and question everything they fucking do. Number 2, obey the law. Once again, which law? 3, if you get pulled over, fully submit. If they tell you lay on the fucking ground, lay on the ground. If they tell you to do anything, basically, when a cop is involved, you fucking do everything that the cop tells you to do without fucking question, or they have the right to fucking shoot your ass. 4, don't film. Don't start filming. Oh, whatever you fucking do, don't you dare believe you have the goddamn right to film a cop or to have a permanent record on your side. So in case they do fucking shoot your ass, it's on film that they don't control. That's if they get your cell phone back and if they don't delete your fucking phone, right? You believe in freedom, you believe in the government so much, try and go get a film that they have in their possession of the Freedom of Information Act. 5, do everything possible not to get shot. They re-illustrate this point in the fucking video. Basically, don't do anything that you can get shot for because officer safety, right? 6, fully comply with every order they give you and don't question it. Do what the fucking cop tells you to do when he asks you to do it, and don't you ever fucking question the goddamn system, which is what they don't want, which is what they want. 7, if a police officer asks you a question, answer it. What person in their goddamn right mind would ever fucking tell a kid, a minor, a child, another adult, another swinging fucking dick on the face of the earth, if a cop asks you a goddamn question, you answer it. You have the right to remain silent. Fucking use it. If you say something, even if a cop says you said something, it can be used to you and against the court of law. Why fucking tell a kid if a cop asks you a question? You know how many fucking videos I've watched of police interrogation where if they kept their goddamn mouth shut, wouldn't have, I don't give a shit if you're guilty or not. If you talk to the fucking cops, it's your ass, not theirs. They get paid. They're leaving that day. It's up to the system to prove you guilty, not for your dumb ass to tell them how fucking guilty you are. Be respectful of them. Be respectful of the cops. They brought this up twice, just like the fully don't comply. They tell you to comply twice in the video, and then they also tell you to be respectful of cops twice in the fucking video.
Yeah, not sure about that, Zach. That's a bummer.
Put the video in the description. If you're innocent, you'll get your day in court. So no matter what the fucking cop did to you or what they accused you of, if you're innocent, once you fully comply, you'll get your day in court. You have the right to speedy trial. Total fucking bullshit. And if you're innocent, you'll get out. Yeah, nobody in jail is guilty or innocent of a goddamn thing. They're all fucking guilty, right? Never fucking found yourself in jail because you didn't do a damn thing. Number 10, never reach for anything because it's a weapon. Officer safety. Don't reach for they're trying to say don't pull a gun. Guy didn't have a fucking gun on him. No gun was ever recovered. So don't reach for anything in front of a cop because they have the right to light your ass up. And remember, you already told your kid don't ever question anything. You already told your kid to fucking answer to the cop. So you're answering to the cop. So you're subject of the fucking cop. But don't ever fucking reach for anything. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of that fucker.
Yeah, Zach, I'm not sure that's. I had a lot of trouble with Twitch. Part of the reason I just completely got rid of it. Twitch got annoying to me. I always come in through YouTube now.
Yeah, I've deleted Twitch from my phone. It's caused too many problems for me.
Yep.
Okay? Of course it's okay. It's never been better. In fact, it's better than better. It's super better.
Super better?
Yeah, super better.
What's super better?
Super better is better than better. And better than better is better.
What?
That's why America is super duper better.
Then why is gas so expensive nowadays?
The same reason that inflation is at an all-time high.
And why is that?
Because
Because why?
it is.
And you think that's good?
Of course I do.
American families are struggling.
I know, right?
Well, what's President Biden doing about it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Look, he has money, I have money, Hunter has money. We can all afford food and gas. We're not struggling, okay?
But American families are struggling.
So, what are we supposed to do about it?
You're supposed to help them.
No. It's actually not our responsibility or our job to make sure that American families are happy.
You're supposed to help them.
No. It's actually not our responsibility or our job to make sure that American families are happy. That's their job.
No, it's your
Look,
job.
I'm just up here to lie to Americans.
What?
I have no answers for you.
Well, what about President Biden?
Well, he's just the president. It's not like he's the president. It's all Putin's fault anyway.
What are you
Look,
talking about?
things are more expensive than they used to be, okay? Get over it. Get a better job if you can't afford gas. Or stop spending money on food and buy an electric car. It's real simple, guys. I just want to thank you for finally debating me.
Yeah, at first I was like totally sketch. I was like, why would you want to pay me to debate you? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do that in front of him for money. We haven't even gone out on a date yet. And then my dad told me it meant something else.
Alrighty, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, but I have to warn you, I was a bartender, so...
Okay.
Hang on. Would you mind if I use my notes?
You brought notes to a debate?
Yes, these are my doctor-prescribed notes.
You have doctor-prescribed notes?
Yes, I carry these with me at all times. Without them, I'll die.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, what exactly do your notes say?
Breathe in, breathe out.
First question. Can you spell hashtag AOC?
Can you use it in a sentence?
I just did.
Okay, can I phone a friend?
No.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
What?
No deal.
Just spell hashtag AOC.
I'm not a scientist, Ken.
My name is Ben.
Your name is 10?
No, it's Ben.
Hold up. Were you in something about Mary?
No.
Are you dating J-Lo?
No.
Are you my uncle?
Can you please just answer the question?
Can I use a calculator?
You know what? Let's just move on to the next question.
Oh, good.
Spell orange.
The fruit or the color?
What's the capital of Sacramento?
Oh, I remember reading about this in science class. Is it infrastructure?
No. Let's try another one. Who was the 16th president of the United States?
That's a tough one. Can I Google it?
No, that's not how this works.
This is like the weirdest game show ever.
Define the word economics.
Oh my gosh, I'm like a total economist.
So I've heard. And honestly, I can't wait to hear your answer.
Okay, so like economy is like totally all about choices. Should I brush my teeth before breakfast or should I tell my parents I was adopted?
Do you happen to wear a helmet?
Oh my gosh, I totally do. How do you know?
Just a hunch.
Are you like a scientist or something? Quick, what number are you thinking of?
Do you believe that we could land on the sun?
Of course we can't, silly. We just have to do it at night. Duh.
All right, this is a tough one.
Oh my gosh, I am so nervous.
Bread goes in, toast comes out. Where does the bread go?
That is a good question.
Why is the unemployment rate so high?
Because everyone has 3 jobs.
If you made $10,000 and spent $2,000 of it, how much money would you have left?
$2 million.
AOC, what is the difference between capitalism and socialism?
Well, capitalism is where man oppresses man, and socialism is the other way around.
And that's enough for today.
Oh my God, did I win?
Yeah, you want a new helmet.
Oh my gosh, I totally love it. Thanks, Ken.
Hands down, the best money I ever spent.
Okay, I love that one. I really did.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I hadn't seen some of those yet. I haven't been watching them as much.
I don't watch them at all. I'm on a list. I'm doing a search right now that says United Spot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally just reading from the
Oh, they've got so many. They're right.
So now we can't swim anymore? Oh my gosh. Can we stop and... All right, guys. I called you all here today because we've got a problem. What's wrong? Looks like the Supreme Court is going to overturn Roe versus Wade. So now we can't swim anymore? Oh my gosh. Can we stop inviting her to these meetings?
Lord Nancy, what are we gonna do? Yeah, what are we gonna do?
I don't know. But we gotta do something, and fast. They're taking away all of our power.
If you don't want them to turn off your power, then like totally pay your electricity bill. It's called responsibility.
Duh. Can somebody shut her up? Shut up or I'm gonna slap your ass through the sheetrock.
Whatever. You guys probably don't even know what a garbage disposal is.
Shut up! That's better. All right, guys. We need a distraction. What about my body, my choice? No. Dr. Fauci put an end to that.
What about a whistleblower? Yeah, whistleblower might work.
I can marry my brother again.
No. We need something big. Something that's never been done before. Something that's going to intimidate these judges so they never do something like this again.
I got it.
Well, we're waiting.
A leak.
A leak?
Yeah.
Like a diaper leak?
No, like a Supreme Court justice leak.
That's brilliant! The liberals will go nuts, the judges will get scared, and then abracadabra! They'll never try something like this again! Way to go, Adam! Adam, you're a genius!
Thank you.
You just earned yourself a night at the Standard Hotel.
Yay! I'm gonna call room service right now. Hello, room service? I'd like to order some pasta and hot dogs.
Zach liked that one.
All right, guys. We need to get serious.
Zach, is Aaron still on? Does he still do his?
Anybody have any suggestions?
Liz, don't touch my doll.
I'm not touching your doll.
Nancy, Liz is touching my doll.
Liz, don't touch Adam's doll.
I'm not touching his doll.
Yes, you are.
Are we there yet?
No,
But I'm hungry.
Adam, you just had a big bowl of pasta.
But I want more.
I have to pee.
Go in your pants.
Can we get ice cream?
Yeah, can we get
No,
ice
we
cream?
can't get ice cream.
Oh, I want ice cream.
I want pasta.
Shut up! We have work to do. Running the January 6th committee is going pretty good so far.
Are we there yet?
No!
Can we get McDonald's?
No!
But the McRib is back.
The McRib is back?
I think so.
love the McRib.
Oh, it's so
Does
good.
McDonald's have pasta?
No, Adam, McDonald's doesn't have pasta.
Hey, look at him, the Standard Hotel.
Nancy, Liz is making fun of me.
No, I'm not.
Liz, you shut your mouth or I'm going to turn this car around right now! Actually, running the January 6th committee is a little tough for little inside. But because it's all Trump's fault, somehow we make it work. Now look what you said! This way don't shut up! I'm gonna give you something.
Nancy, look out for the caravan.
What is it?
Actually, it's pronounced day X. Days are fluid, okay?
Whatever. Can you come up with any ideas for the January 6th committee?
Oh my gosh. Don't even say that, okay? I almost died that day.
Alexandra, for the last time, you weren't there!
Oh, I was there. You don't even know what it's like.
Yeah, I do. I was actually there.
I'm like totally lucky to be alive.
Calgon, take me away.
Thanks a lot for ruining my night. Now I like totally have to make an Instagram video.
Paul? Paul! What? I'm trying to sleep.
No, you're not. I see you.
Huh?
You're checking out all the whores on the beach.
No, I'm not, Nancy. I
Yeah,
swear.
right. You haven't looked at me once.
I'm looking at you right now.
You're not looking at me, Paul, okay? You don't even notice me anymore. I'm wearing this sexy bikini for you. Don't you think I'm sexy, Paul?
I just got a lot going on right now, Nancy.
Oh, what? Your GUI?
Yeah.
I already told you. I took care of it.
It's not that, though. It's
Then what is it, Paul? Am I not sexy enough for you? Is my skin not saggy enough for you? Are my eyebrows not high enough for you, like your Instagram whores?
I don't even use Instagram, Nancy.
That's right. You use Pornhub. You don't think I know what you're doing in the bathroom?
Well, I don't do anything.
That's a lie. I
What?
hear you. The whole neighborhood hears you.
What?
Going to town on yourself with your cash-chasing boner pills?
No, I don't. I don't.
And what about your strip clubs, Paul?
What?
Huh? And the massage parlors?
Wait, what?
Is that what you like?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you think I didn't know?
Well, no, what?
I know what you like, Paul.
What?
You like it here. You're a dirty birdie, Paul.
No, I'm not.
Just face it. I'm just a wrinkled up old prune.
No, you're not.
Hey, come to me, Paul. Take me right here, right now, in front of everyone. Prove your love for me. Come on, Paul. What are you waiting for? So moist. Can I turn you on? What's wrong, Paul? Take me to bed or lose me forever.
I'm just really tired right
I
now.
knew it. You've lost that loving feeling. You never close your eyes anymore. Way like this. Your lips.
I'm gonna puke, Nancy.
All right, Joe, let's practice this one more time.
All right, is we taught it?
Good. Keep going.
Is sofa king we taught it?
You did it, Joe.
Yeah, these teleprompter lessons are really paying off.
I'm proud of you, Joe. You're showing major improvement.
Hey, who's Joe? Tell me, Kamala, these cookies aren't finished yet. You forgot to put the frosting on your face.
Hey, Dad, we're out of sidewalk chalk.
Joe?
Yeah.
We got a problem.
But she said she was 19.
No, Joe, that's not it.
All right, what is it then?
Something's wrong, Joe. I can feel it.
Hey, Hunter, you look upset. Everything okay?
Well, last night I bumped my head and I kept seeing this line, so I tried blowing on it. Then I saw a crack in my floor, but it had dust on it. And then it gave me the sniffles, and then I sneezed. It looked like a snow rail.
Sounds like you're doing all right.
All right, Joe, you can do this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and try to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. Hey, where's your lip at, Jack?
Dad, I need sidewalk chalk.
Dr. Fauci speaking.
Hello, Dr. Fauci. I have a problem.
Well, I'm a doctor. Hello?
Joe, get off the phone.
Hey, Corn Pop, is that you?
Joe, get off your phone.
What's up?
They say I'm a moron. They say I don't care about crime. They say I'm a total disgrace. You know what I say? Beetlejuice! 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 All I want to do is get reelected so I can continue to turn Chicago into a bigger shithole than it already is. So of course I take it personally when people
I'll
try
be back in about 3 minutes.
It's over here. Look, I know crime is out of control and my approval rating is the lowest of any mayor in American history. But as long as there's cemeteries and open borders, I'm always gonna get reelected.
Chicago was named the most dangerous city in the United States. And I'm pretty proud of that. And that's why I need to get reelected. To keep Chicago dangerous. To keep crime up. To keep innocent people afraid and hungry. Without me, Chicago would actually succeed. Do you really want to see that? Of course you don't. Look, I get it. I look like I should be starring in a Batman movie. And I sound like I gargle tinfoil. But I'm not here for you. I'm here to help myself. The most important thing for me to do is stay in power, stay rich. Yeah, everyone in Chicago is suffering, but I'm doing fine. It's not like it's my fault. You're doing bad. So make the right decision. Keep Chicago a shithole and vote for me. Or don't. I'm gonna get reelected, whether you like it or not.
Taste frustration.
You gotta be frustrated. I know. I can taste it.
Case? Hit me again.
Frustrated by high prices, by gridlock in Congress.
Okay, even stranger than that, the president thinks that inflation is a strength. Just listen to this.
And I agree with what Chairman Powell said last week, that the number one threat is the strength, and that strength that we built is inflation.
What? I had no idea what he means there. He actually said the number one threat is the strength, and that strength that we built is inflation. You can decipher that, send me a note. And when he's not making insanely incoherent statements, he's doing whatever this is.
And the values reflected in the AANHPI. I.
We know every part by heart.
But at least the White House has one brilliant orator who can deliver rousing speeches that leave the audience inspired and informed. Take it away, Kamala.
I know we have a number of students today as well. Let's see all the students who are here. There. So congratulations to you and your classmates on getting close to finishing up the school year. You made it.
You made it? Oh, goodness me, cringeworthy stuff. Like we've said before, that's what happens when you order a president through the mail.
So, what the hell's going on?
Okay, I'm back. How's it going?
It's it's going, I guess.
Nice. I had to run down and drop my utility bill off. I forgot to pay it earlier, so.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we got a drop box, luckily, so.
I am not doing much of nothing, actually.
I'm
trying
that
to
was
find
most of my day.
I'm trying to find somebody that's got a fucking auger on the back of their tractor or something else that will dig 9 post holes for me, approximately 2.5 to 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
And I had a guy lined up. I think we talked about it, but he bailed on me because it's too far away. Gas costs too much, and he's a pussy.
I have access to one on the front of a skid steer. But
see, that'd be more than enough for me. That'd be perfect. About an hour's work with that.
Yeah, it wouldn't take long at all. And that the skidster ones, they seem to have more power than the 3-point ones of tractors anymore.
Well, that didn't happen.
That sucks.
So I'm reaching out to my neighbor to see if there's anybody in the neighborhood that's got anything. And he says, generally, no, but he might have one.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from him. And, well, you know me, I'm a patient man, right? Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I don't like working on other people's schedules. I like my own schedule.
Well, that's okay. I mean, no, it's not okay, but I got to live with it anyway. So it's going to have to be okay, right?
Right. What do you do?
That's kind of the way it comes down.
Yes.
So I'll work on other things around. I still need to make the 4x6 post that I'm going to put. I can't find real treated 4x6 anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm taking, and we discussed this, I'm making it out of 2x6s.
Right.
That's fine. I just need to, and I've got the lumber laid out on the sawhorses and everything. I just need to get the drill together and get out there when it's not 114,000 fucking degrees.
We got to 102 today, and that was too hot.
Our state at 109.
Ouch. I am definitely a cold climate person. I do better in the cold than I do in the heat.
Yeah, I don't. As much as I'm okay with the cold, I don't really care for it. I just don't.
I know a lot of people like that they don't like it. See, I would probably do pretty well in Montana, Alaska, stuff like that.
Well, the upside of being here is I stay inside most of the day. I get up, I keep an East Coast schedule. So I'm up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. my time.
Right.
To start at 6 a.m., which is 9 a.m. East Coast. So I'm up. I can do things before the heat arrives. But by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's time to come back in, play that, air conditioning.
Yeah.
But then the sun goes down like now. It's about 8 o'clock. Sun's going down. It's going to start cooling off.
how much do you guys cool off in the evenings? Do you guys hit like 30, 40 degrees cool off, or does it get that?
It'll go to 70, 75. It'll get maybe late at night. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. Mornings is beautiful. I fucking love the mornings.
Right. See here, even on the, even if we hit 108, 109, we'll still cool off into the low 60s. And that'll,
Yeah.
I mean, so a lot of times if you work it right and you got a well insulated house, you open your windows at night, draw in all the cold air, and then you shut them in the morning, and it'll be cool till about mid-afternoon.
I used to well, let's see. No, we've never done that. Did that back east, but I can't do that here.
Right. Just doesn't get cool enough to cool it down.
Well, I mean, it does get, like I said, it gets to 75 at night. So, but that's like 2 a.m. when it finally gets there, which is okay. Then we can open the windows and everything would be nice up till about 6 or 7 when the sun comes up. Then you'd have to close everything up.
Right.
And the thing is, and you know this just as well as I do, the reflective heat that comes from direct sunlight on the windows and various and sundry other things is a crusher. It will heat your fucking house up in 30 seconds flat.
Yep. I found some house window tint that I put on the bigger windows, and that has helped a lot. Only downside is at night, if you want to see out in your yard real well, it can kind of ruin the view a little bit at night.
Well, right now I'm using Reflectix on sliding glass doors.
Oh, right on.
Which is doing a fine job. And that makes the room fucking pitch dark, pitch black. And then I'm using cameras. So I got a camera on every corner of the house. I got enough cameras to cover just about everything.
Yep.
See, apparently, you only get cool if you chat with Platoon. So I'm not cool. It's all sing tonight. That's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I think he kind of burned you on that one there, Don.
Sing's cool.
It's
all right. We love Sing. Everybody loves Sing.
No, not anymore. When I left Twitch, I made a lot of people mad. Apparently.
Yeah, I've made 1 or 2 people mad before saying 1 or 2 things. I'm familiar with that situation.
Yep. I got fed up with I told everybody, it's like, I don't do drama in real life. I'm not going to waste the energy doing it here. So.
You don't do what in real life?
Drama. I never have.
Dude, you and I are more like than you want to admit.
It's probably why. It's
I'm
probably
like Don,
why we
but I
butted
don't want
heads.
everybody to know that I'm like Don, because then everybody will hate me. So, okay.
Well, to be honest, it's probably why we butted heads to begin with, because a lot of people that are similar butt heads when they first meet and first start talking, and then you start realizing it's like crap.
I'm sorry, but we never butted heads. I never thought you were a dickhead. I always thought you were pretty cool. I had when I found out you were a construction guy and your own contractor and you owned the company, then I had immediate respect for you. I mean, you could be a liberal, but you're still a fucking.
Well, see, and I enjoyed debating with you. Actually, I thought I made you mad a few times, which I'm glad to hear I didn't, because I enjoy the back and forth. So
people like talking to me. They just won't admit it to their spouses or their friends.
won't admit it out loud. Huh?
No, it's like, we can have intelligent debate.
Right.
You can bring ideas to something that I've never heard of, and hopefully I can do the same for you.
And I do have it's kind of like when you explain something to somebody, I have a 3-time rule. If I can't get through to them after the 3rd time, and not, I mean, I'm not trying to change their mind, but if they can't grasp the concept, then I get irritated and I just give up.
See, you're substantially more patient than I ever would be. 3 times, I'd never make it to the 3rd time. My head would explode.
Get the veins popping out.
Exactly. It would exactly happen just like that. Then they'd open their mouth and say something, and the whole thing would ignite.
Right.
Brain matter everywhere in the room.
No, I'm not mad at Mary and Zach. I just had to get away from the battles between everybody. So not mad at anybody.
Is there drama going on in a chat somewhere? Say it.
I don't think so. Yeah, right. I don't know about anymore because it's been several months since I've been back, but there for a while everything I just didn't want to get involved. And
okay,
yeah, it was one of those deals. I'd been there before and tried to play mediator, and every time I played mediator, I ended up the bad guy on both sides. I was like, you know what? No, not this time. My dog's howling something. We've got Fox around here, and Fox, I don't know if any of you all have ever been around Fox too much, but Fox makes some of the funkiest sounds with their scream. They sound like a woman screaming at times. It'll scare the crap out of you.
What do you call
them? We just got little red Fox.
Fox, spell that. F as in Foxtrot, Oscar, X-ray.
Correct.
Oh. We call that screeching and screaming at dusk and after that, after dark. We call those coyotes around here.
Yeah, we got coyotes too, and then we got red fox. Hey, Ghost. Yeah, but the fox are like close to town. The coyotes generally don't, but the fox will like run through town. To where if you've got like a cat, you don't want to let it out at night because those fox will get your cat.
Yeah.
And they are
100-pound labs though, so my coyotes don't fuck around too much.
Yep, I've got 190-pound and then 112-pound. They're boxer mixes.
Yeah,
and my lab. Yeah. My lab, she passed away about a year ago. So I tell you what, labs though are good dogs. I see where you're coming from. They are awesome dogs.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
Yeah, had her she was a purebred. Excuse me. She was a purebred. She made it till about 11 years old, and she just didn't make it any further than that. But usually I adopt. Yep. Usually I adopt, or rescue, but her, my sisters had gone together and bought her for me. And yeah, that dog was awesome. Will do, Zach.
And when they pass, you cry like a child.
Oh yeah, it still gets to me. Yep. I don't care how tough you are or you think you are. Yep. It tears your heart out, that's for sure. So yeah, these girls, they were they were the younger ones, but they're getting up around that 10-year-old mark. 3 dogs this last winter cost me over $2,000 with 2 of them had emergency surgeries. So yeah, $2,280 worth of surgeries.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, I spend money on my dogs. I do. I'm probably on par with you on the $2,000 in total for the year. I mean, they're getting laser arthritis treatments now, $300 a pop.
Oh, nice.
But it's helping them walk around, so it's working. I can't complain.
Right.
So it's good. It's good. But dude, I understand. Spending money on the pets we just do.
Yep. One of them had a really rare cyst that burst, and actually, if it hadn't burst, she would never have made it even to the vet. But luckily, it burst, and it's an internal one. Luckily, it burst, and even though it was adding a lot of toxicity to her body, and it made her real sick, so I brought her to the vet. They said if it wouldn't have burst, it would have put pressure in the areas that it would have just killed her almost instantly. And that one was an expensive surgery. The most expensive surgery, though, was Callie. She swallowed something that popped a hole in her intestine.
Wow. I'm sorry. Do we know what that was?
That actually, she apparently passed it, whatever it was. But they said when they removed the chunk of intestine, they said she had to have swallowed something that popped a hole in it. And I have no idea, because in the kennel I've never picked up, like a fork, or because they asked me, if she passed anything like that, and I've never found anything. So
you never know.
Ragged. Right.
Sometimes I've had dogs chew on sticks and everything,
True. And some of that stuff, if it doesn't digest,
My one dog, she learned her lesson about sticks. She got one wedged from molar to molar in the roof of her mouth, and it was wedged in there tight, and she was going nuts. She couldn't get it out of her mouth. Yeah.
I had the same problem. My dog had the exact same issue. It got wedged at the top of her mouth, between her teeth. I mean, literally between one side of her jaw and the other. And it was driving her nuts. I couldn't find anything. I thought something was going on. I was rushing her to the vet. Halfway to the vet, she had another spasm trying to get it out, and I reached in and I was like, well, fuck, there it is. Pulled it out. She was fine. We never made it to the vet that day. But, dude, I get it.
I thought it was something worse, because
I thought it was
like,
too. Yep.
She was just going nuts. I mean, her head was going back and forth, and she was just going crazy and didn't know what to do. And I pulled it out, and lo and behold, I said, "You better remember what happened. No sticks." And every time she'll pick up a stick, and I'll say, "Remember what happened?" She tries it sometimes. She doesn't get it for long. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off. Zach says I'm supposed to tell you you're cool too, Don. So
well, thank you, Zach. But apparently, Ragged thinks we're all scumbags because we all have dogs.
Right, Ragged is English.
Ragged's English, so he's got to stick up his ass anyway, right?
Right. He just doesn't like hearing about the sticks. So,
okay. So yeah, he should be familiar with sticks.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to turn the dogs out real quick.
All right, so Bill.
Yeah.
I need a favor from you, sir.
What would that be?
Refrain from disgusting animal skinning carcasses and talk like that, please.
Oh, did I do that?
You do that on a regular basis.
Oh.
That's all I'm asking. I'm eating.
Okay.
Last night you talked about a badger you had skinned
Oh,
and all the wonderful maggots that were in its pelt.
oh, I really didn't think I was doing anything wrong when I was talking about that. Oh well.
You weren't. You weren't. I just thought it was disgusting. But no, you weren't doing anything wrong.
Wasn't trying to.
Dude, you got to remember, that's just my opinion. That's all.
Oh. Well, I'll try to refrain from that. I realize there's some people that just
Wiz does it too. You and him
Yeah.
get in a frenzy, guy. I have to go away.
Me and Wiz, yeah, we go back and forth about that kind of stuff. So it's Well, maybe it's not a good topic.
So he never said that, right? I'm sorry.
I don't want to say anything that's going to drive anybody off or anything. But then again, I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not trying to please everybody. I know I'll never be able to do that.
You got to have your own thing. Everybody's got their thing, right? You got to be able to say whatever you want to say, okay? And here you kind of can. I guess you can. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I know the things that I say on a regular basis offend people. I do. So I know not everybody wants to hear what I have to say. So it's with that context that I have to try to, I don't know, remember and temper, because not everybody wants to hear what I say. Sometimes I'm going to say it anyway. Other times, I try not to say it to offend.
Join the club. I mean, I've offended. I know I've offended people, not intentionally, but that's not my bag. Is trying to offend anybody. So,
right.
I'm not making any attempts to offend anybody. Yeah. So, yeah, duly noted. Got it.
SpongeBob got your tools. We don't have a government. They sacked Boris Johnson. Did I say Boris Yeltsin?
Yes.
Holy fuck. Do you remember Boris Yeltsin? You do.
I do.
I know you do, Bill.
I do.
Sing may not.
And I remember Gorby.
Gorbachev, baby. I got the Gorbachev mark on my forehead. Wife's taking me to the dermatologist to see if we can get that thing shaved off.
Oh, you got one of those carcinomas or something?
Yep.
Yeah. That's from being in the sun.
Yep.
I've had 3 cut out already.
I've had 1 cut out already.
My stepdad had a horrible one cut out of his nose. And it looked like a deep indentation. And it filled in, and you couldn't even tell he'd ever had it.
And who was this?
My stepfather.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had one.
Cut them out. Cut the fuckers out. If it'll give me another 20 minutes of fucking walking around, then cut them out.
Most of them are that I got are mostly on my left side because driving and everything, sun always beating on me on one side of my face. My left side of my face is darker than my right side.
You know what? Mine was on the left side of my face.
Yeah, that's where the sun hits you while you're driving,
I never thought about that. Driving.
But one of them I got cut off of my shoulder, and that was from all that time I was working construction. I was on framing crew. I never wore a shirt the entire time. I was everyone, I'd keep a shirt close by where I could put it on when I came back down off the building or whatever, but while I was working, I didn't even wear a shirt, and I got some years under my belt doing that stuff. So
I never did that stuff. Most of my life has been spent indoors doing fucking technical work.
Oh. Yep. And I really don't really tan very well, but I do freckle. And I get freckle on top of freckle on top of freckle.
Okay. Beats getting cancer.
Yeah, well, the one that I was really thanking God. I mean, when they cut that out, they're like, "Well, we're gonna have to do a biopsy." So this one they didn't freeze off, because a lot of them they just freeze off, and that might be the case with the one on your head. They might just freeze it off. But if they have to do a biopsy, they take this real flexible razor blade and just get it.
Yeah.
Get down far enough. Never mind. I'm not going to go any further.
No, I know exactly what you mean, and thank you, because I'm sitting here chewing. I'm sitting here.
I know. I just thought about that. I sounded like you were eating, so I'm not going to go on.
That's appreciated. But yeah, I'm going to have to go get it done one way or another. We're going, I think, next week.
Well, even if they go in with the razor blade thing, it's not very painful, really.
Nah, they numb it up pretty well. I'm okay with that. Nah, they do a good job with that.
Yep.
Do a real good job with that.
Well, most of them they just freeze them. They have this can of freeze off stuff, whatever it is, and they just freeze them off. And you got another option. When you get these. I know a guy that had what he thought was carcinomas, and he got this a powdered root called bloodroot, and he just mixed it with a little bit of water, stuck it on where the affected area was, and eventually it'll dry off and fall off on its own.
You know what? On some of them, you're absolutely right. They can just freeze it off. I had the one that I had on the side of my face. They had to cut an area. Literally, they had to remove a large area of skin from me and then pull the skin. So it was kind of funny. The nurse was over my head pulling my skin so that and it was very, very taut. She was pulling the skin. It was numbed. And the doctor was applying laser staples. Never heard of that before.
Me neither.
And she let go, and the skin just stuck there. They knew what the fuck they were doing, clearly.
Yeah.
It's so smooth now there that I could shave over it. And I'd still grow hair on it. I mean, it's still, I don't know. I mean, it's normal. They did a good job.
Fire in the motherfucking bowl.
Look at that.
How you doing, fellas?
Oz has arrived among us. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to step away for 2 seconds. I gotta take this to the kitchen. I gotta go to a little boy's room. I gotta talk to a man about a horse. I'll be right back.
All right.
How's it going, Em?
Oh, dude, it's going, man. Good. I'll tell you what, I'm about to go get some more of that. I get a spoonful of that honey butter. Tom Bear sent me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of those days.
I survived one day of not being able to do anything. I got 4 left. This is going to be a freaking long week, dude. You snicker at me, but I know you're the same way. It would drive you nuts if they didn't let you go out and do things. Yeah.
I'd be doing something else. I'd be soldering shit. I'd be fucking working with the electronics or something. You know, doing painting something. I got wood carving projects too. I make pipes. And, I'd be all over something, dude.
Yeah.
I may not be picking up shovels and pushing wheelbarrows and driving backhoes and shit.
Yep.
Which is what I did today. I loaded that fucking trailer up, and damn near emptied it today on that. Yeah. So
Nice. Oh, hey, Missouri. Hey, Mafia.
I'm right there at the 4th pier. So from here on, it gets bad. I'm serious. From here on, it gets rough because now we're talking. It's like 4 to 5 feet above grade where I got to mound up to. Yeah. 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 It's rough.
A lot of rock, I presume.
Yeah, a lot of rock, clay. Yeah. I'll take a video. I was too tired to take a video today, though. But I want to
Clay
finish
is
that.
bad enough.
I want to finish that north wall, but then getting there has been a bitch. Now, mind you, this is the deepest area of the site. So once I get this north wall done and get halfway through the back wall, the hardest part of it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that's a dozen trailers from now. Trailer loads full. So yeah, if I can get one a day, for a week, I should be able to get past this corner in a week.
That's the best part about working at the cement company, helping out there, is I've got access to where I can haul in anywhere from 9 to 22 yards of whatever I need, and I've got access to either the end dump truck or the big trailer dump anytime I need it. So that's what saved me. I haven't brought 22 yards in yet, but I brought 9 in, and dude, that saved me so much. Just one truckload, so I didn't have to keep filling a trailer full and everything.
Right now, well, it's positioned in such a way I wouldn't be able to get that equipment in there anyway.
Oh, I got you. Yep.
Right, I get that trailer up as close as I can, and I still got to shovel it off and wheelbarrow it back there around the corner there to get that done. So it's just,
for 3 years, that's how I was hauling everything. I'd go in, they'd load it up with the skid steer, and I'd back up to it in the pickup. They'd load my pickup up, and then I'd go back up there and scoop every bit of it off, and go in for another load, scoop it off, and yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that auto unloader. They got that belt system deal for.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Those beds. And you got a crank on it, and it brings the shit out. I was thinking about that too. I was looking at that. Hey, what's up, redneck? But you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't have to shovel it so much, but it's gonna make a fucking mess because I don't want it right there.
Yeah. Well, and when I was shoveling it, that's how I was, because I was spreading it. So each shovel I'd have to spread it anyway. So it's like, may as well do that. And even when I brought the full load in, I still had to wheelbarrow it and spread it. So I didn't have as many long trips, 10 miles to go get the dirt. So
right. But that's I don't have a 10-mile trip. I only got quarter-mile trip, to go over to the backhoe.
Nice.
Get the backhoe, dig it up, load the trailer. At least I ain't got to dig it up by hand. But I load it up with the backhoe, and then I drive it back over to the trailer, and then I unload it by hand. So I'm doing both sides of that job. So yeah.
Yeah, for me to get the sandy loam that I wanted, I had to go 10 miles, and I would have had to drive about 50 miles. But luckily, some guy already had a bunch hauled in, but he had too much. and I got it from him for a heck of a deal for the sandy loam topsoil. So, God, I was only paying. I got some free from work, and then from him, I was only paying like $8 a yard. So,
Right.
Can't pass that up.
Right. I'm doing layers. I'm building up that berm. I'm doing it in layers, so that it'll settle and set in layers. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Making sure it gets hit by the sprinkler when I water the garden, so all that clay gets wet and sets, bakes in the sun. Then I put another layer on it. You know, that kind of thing.
Hard as a rock is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That clay gets sun baked and it gets completely cured in the sun.
Oh, you get the rock.
Clay is amazing. Yeah.
Once it gets wet and it washes down, settles in, and you ain't see nothing but rock on top, that means you got a layer of clay sitting underneath that rock.
Yep.
Like concrete.
Yep. Get your pickaxe ready.
Yeah, right. And once it bakes in for a couple of days, yeah, it ain't going nowhere. You're gonna have to break it. Break it with a pickaxe. Yeah.
Right. And digging through dried clay is hard enough, but when you add the rocks through it, dude, I don't envy you at all on the digging you're having to do.
Right.
I've been there and I don't envy you at all.
Well, just taking it off the trailer after it's been broke up with the backhoe is bad enough. Thank God I got a backhoe and I'm scraping it and then scooping it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yep.
So I still got 3 tongues on that, 3 teeth on that bucket.
Nice.
I gotta keep going to the right. You know what I'm saying? We keep going to the right, and then I go back to the left, and I'll scrape and I'll get down, and then I'll keep going to the right. You know, removing material. You know what I'm saying, for the trailer. Right.
Yep.
But I got 3 teeth on that bucket still on the end of the back.
I tell you what, those hardened teeth are expensive as crap too.
Yeah, like $40 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one fell off. I'm not sure how to figure it out because I'm gonna have to soak it for a month or something in some kind of acetone or something to clear it up. So I just get to the adjustment thing so I put it back on. You know,
right?
Yeah. It ain't like that. That motherfucker's been on there. It's a 78 case 580 SE. Okay.
Yeah.
80. Is it 78 or 87? I think it's 87. But anyway, case 580 SE, and I knocked a tooth off that bitch.
All the oxidation on it, that thing's probably like almost prone on it.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think that's coming apart. So I got the tooth. It's like, you know, it's like my tooth back here I lost, you know, it's in a drawer somewhere. I got a tooth. You know. Fire in the motherfucking bowl. Hell yeah.
Dog chains and nice, Glass Mafia. Smart. Got a trick to getting the dirt off. I usually put a tarp down and then have them put it on it. So at the end, I can just kind of pull one into that tarp and roll it back. And that way I'm not scooping or chipping corners out of the pickup quite as bad. Are you reading, Emerald, or did you freeze up? Or did I freeze up?
Hey, I think I'm just gonna get off of the stream here.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, it's draining my battery really fast, and I'm having data connection issues, and and I'm kind of like not. I don't really know what to talk about right now, actually.
Right on, man.
Gotta go to sleep.
But understood.
Well, yeah, I've got to go to sleep. I mean, I wake up really early. I wake up 5 a.m. every morning.
Yeah.
So for me to stay up after 10, it really screws my day up.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with this heat and everything, I try to get all my work done in the mornings. So I'll talk to you later.
Right on. Take care, man.
All right. Bye.
Okay. I thought he froze because he started to say something and all of a sudden he didn't move or anything. I didn't hear him at all. So. Yeah, moving that clay and rock. That's a workout. Ragged, you still here, you grumpy old bastard? He got bored. B-O-A-R-D instead of B-O-R-E-D. So, I don't know. Maybe that's some type of kinky thing. He's got old Ragged's got some kink to him. Hopefully everybody can hear me fine. Don T should be back here pretty soon. And then I think Emerald just came back. And there he is.
I had a brownout.
You started to say something and all of a sudden you just like froze there. It's like, oh.
Yeah. I didn't work on that circuit today.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was trying to get as much done as I could while the temperature was good.
Right on.
It got high for 90 today. The high was 90 today.
Oh, shit, we hit over 100 today.
That's supposed to be 95 tomorrow, and they're debating now. One place says 100 on Friday, and another place says 93. So they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. We'll find out when it gets here. Yeah.
This year, it sounds like we're supposed to be finally on track to where July will be our hot month instead of August and September, like the last couple of years. So we're back how it should be, where after July, it'll cool down just a hair, on average in August, and then September.
Wouldn't that be fucking nice? Wouldn't that be fucking nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't
Instead of
feeling
less
good about, I'm still not feeling good about August.
I tell you what, we've been so dry that our Augusts have been miserable for the last probably 5 or 6 years. And then we get some rain, and the next 2 days will be humid with all that water exiting the ground back into the air, and then everything's dry again.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The last year we didn't even have 100-degree day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Last year we never even had 100-degree day. So,
Don and I were talking about that earlier. He said he actually leans more towards the heat, than the cold. And I'm cold. I'd do well in like Montana or Alaska. I prefer the cold way more than I prefer the heat. I'd rather it be 65, 70 degrees year round, but good luck finding a place with that.
I lived in Germany for 2 years. They had 3 warm months of the year. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that. No, I'm sorry.
Dude, I would love it as long as we had snow. If it's a dry cold, I can't stand dry colds. But if there's snow around, I love it. go out, hop on the, snowmobiles. That'd be a dream for me.
Right. Well, how is the report of the weather from the gates of hell there, that guy?
Oh, he must still be talking to a man about a horse.
Oh yeah. Fighting off the demons straight off the gate of hell.
Yeah. I think he said it was a consistent 109 all day.
Jesus, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
102.
dude, I know I could acclimate to that somehow, but it's just rough. It's hard. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Acclimating to that kind of temperature is being able to afford air conditioning.
Right.
Or unless you have some kind of underground facility. Which is the same way I'd probably be able to survive something like fucking Alaska. I'd have to have some underground facility.
Well, and see, if I lived in like the desert, like Nevada or something like that, I know you guys talked about it before. I'd build like a berm house or something like that, something in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then try to do most of my work at night or early mornings, evenings, and then try to be inside during the day. Which that's what Don said with him doing computer work. He's lucky because he's inside on those hot days. So,
Right. Well, that's why I'm thinking. I'm probably the house I want to build is kind of like a lodge home kind of deal.
nice.
Right. And it's only going to be simple, probably some in the neighborhood of like 40 by 60 or 70, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 3 rooms. Well, then the bathroom, closets, and stuff like that. But essentially 3 rooms, a great room area, which has got the kitchen and the dining room and the sitting area and the office area in it. And it can all be opened up for, a large gathering. I have 8 kids that would come to Christmas and 22 grandkids. So I need a larger area, shit like that.
That's actually a lot of, if I got some acreage, just kind of along the lines of what I wanted to do. I wanted to build like several small houses and then have one central entertaining area that's a big building that has, everybody get together in type of thing.
That's what they used to call the lodge house.
Yep. That's, you just define my perfect living area.
Right. Right. But yeah, that's kind of what I want. I don't want a lot of complications. I don't need a lot of powerful. It's nothing. Everything's going to be geothermal for the, and plus energy that I create myself from water, from wood. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, and you get central air, and a lot of modern homes have central air. They pay a lot of money for these central air systems. I'll admit I have central air. I wish I didn't, because central air is actually one of the least efficient ways of heating and cooling a home, because by the time it gets to the point it's blowing it, you lose up to 40% of either the heat or the cold. So,
okay, you guys are clearly not talking to Ghost enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you're not talking, you're not treating the chat like you're supposed to treat the chat. Good evening, Glass Mafia. Good evening, Ghost.
What's up, Bill? He changed his name again.
I've got a theory. I've got a theory on Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, Jesus.
I think the soil is naturally got some minerals in it that are naturally magnetic, and I think it's all all scientifically explained with everything that happens there. Because, magnetism will even mess with the person's brain and make them kind of see stuff too. So I think it's all, a lot of science could explain pretty much everything there, my opinion.
Yeah, Glass Mafia. That's kind of what I'm talking about. It's called post-frame construction. And yeah, I'll be doing a bunch of that.
That's basically what a pole barn is, post and beam.
Yep. Post-frame construction.
Yep.
It's actually the only thing I know how to build.
It's quick, it's efficient, and it's the sturdy, yeah, and the affordability factor. It's one of the best ways to go. They build houses out of them in the country around here. A lot of pole houses.
But I still want most of mine in the ground. Most of it's going to be in the ground, except for the southern wall.
Right.
And possibly the western wall. But yeah, most of it's going to be, just like half height out of the ground kind of stuff.
Right.
And what is exposed will be covered with slate rock that we've got this iron encrusted limestone we got around here.
Nice. Hey, slipping.
I'll be covering the outside of it with that. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yep. I've been actually splitting. Well, not today. Another job I've got to finish for myself that's driving me nuts. I'm here and not able to do it, but I've been splitting some of our local sandstone that we got. I can get as much as I want from around here. There's so much of it that the farmers pull out of their fields, and I've been splitting a bunch of it down to try to do a fence out of.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Just a hammer and chisel, and everybody thinks you gotta really hit it hard and everything, and actually with rock, no, you firmly hit it, but you make sure you have a nice chisel or a chisel hammer, chiseled hammer, and you just tap the lines and keep going back and forth, and then you'll get that thing to split perfectly where you want it.
Right. You got to get that ditch in there.
Yep.
So it creates a fault in the rock. Yep.
And it sends those vibrations points down after you get that through there, and you follow that line. It just keeps sending those straight down, and it'll, unless there's a fault in the rock itself, it'll usually split right where you want it.
With these, this limestone, this iron encrusted limestone, it usually comes in slate layers anyway.
Oh, nice.
In the ground. So if you can get to a level where you can salvage it for larger pieces and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. You have to drill and use the tappers. Drill your line, set your tapers and your pins, and then just slowly work your way around those pins.
Yep. I've got some pinning wedges for the bigger ones. Now, then that's a little bit different of a science, but yeah, I know what you mean. You just keep working them, listen to, and it's really cool because, well, you know how it is. You listen for that ting. You want the sound to sound the same on them all. If one's sounding different, you try the others until they sound like it. You make it just keep singing to you all the way down it in the same tone.
Yeah, that one's not the same tone. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm. And then when you get back to that other side, it should sound as the same as the first one on the other side, and then it goes, yeah.
Until it doesn't make a noise, and then your rock is split.
Yep. It's actually a lot of fun, I think. Mason work is one of the more interesting, and unfortunately, it's being lost. Not many people are learning it, but it's one of the most interesting construction methods, I think.
one of the most permanent. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The durability. You build something out of stone, it's going to be there in 1,000 years.
Yep.
Barring, some catastrophe.
It might fall in on itself, but it'll still be there.
Really, on a lot of those, the only thing that'll fail is a mortar. And a lot of those old boys do the mortarless, which I'm not that good. I've got to use mortar.
Yeah, probably end up using mortar, especially on the siding stuff, because I'm gonna be using a lot of odd shaped stuff.
Yep. And see, I don't use the 1, 2, 3. I use 1, 1, 1 on my mortar. I mix my mortar to where I try to get it as hard as rock when it's done. Everybody says it's overkill, but I'd rather spend a little extra money on more cement powder and make sure it's solid.
Right. You don't want to get too much aggregate in there because it'll crack up on you.
Precisely. Yep. My opinion exactly. This is 1 part cement powder, 1 part fine sand, 1 part coarse sand, instead of the 1 part. Most of them do 1 part cement powder, 2 parts fine sand, 3 parts coarse sand. God, that's just too porous in my opinion.
Well, you could nail into it.
Right.
Yo, Slippin' Clippins in the house.
Yeah, it's that guy from the gates of hell.
Yeah, that guy.
109,000 degrees.
Well, I mean,
outside.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat. Remember?
Yeah, say that to your melted console in your Jeep.
Exactly. Which turns out, I found out about the Jeep today. Apparently, the Jeep, there's nothing wrong with the Jeep. It was a figment of my own imagination that it wouldn't start.
Really?
It works great. So yeah, it was all my fault.
You know what I think?
The mechanic thinks I'm on crack, but go ahead.
I think the Jeep said "fuck you" at 109,000 degrees.
I think that's probably more true than not. Because I know that if I was a Jeep and I was sitting out there and it was 109,000 fucking degrees outside,
I'd say "fuck you" too. Yeah, fuck you. You're gonna leave me out here in this fucking direct sun. It's 157,000 degrees inside my cab. Fuck you.
Dude, you could not be more right. You're absolutely on point. As a matter of fact, that means that I need to create or build a solar carport.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's in the plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I mentioned that.
Oh yeah, you did. You did.
I was like, a good thing you got it. Remember when you bought all those panels? It's a good thing you got all those panels. You're going to need a carport.
I am. You're absolutely right. I was watching one on YouTube the other day. Dude built a very nice carport out of lumber. Lots of lumber, including putting tar paper on the roof, which I guess I understand. But then he put the panels right on top. He didn't put any kind of insulation in there. And I would have put some kind of thin, heat reflecting insulation there. I know Reflectix says shit, some 1R, some 2R, even if nothing else, just
fucking Mylar.
Mylar, something rigid, something. I would have put something in there between the panels and the tar paper, and he didn't do that.
That reflective sheeting is not expensive.
No, it's not. No, I just bought 3 of them. They're $9 a sheet.
Yeah, and when you could get big rolls of it now, too.
Yeah, like you get Tyvek. You can have a Mylar coated.
Yep. I know.
As a matter of fact, you can get it's not an 80-inch roll. It's about, I think it may even be a 10-foot roll that's 48 inches wide of reflectix. And it is that semi-rigid, reflecting silver kind of stuff. I have it on every window in the RV. Every fucking
Yeah. One way stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and it works like a champion. Man, it cuts the heat down.
Yeah.
Reflecting all that heat by under the metal. I've got the reflectant now. It's just the sheeting. I put my Tyvek on, and then the reflectant, and then I put the metal on. And then on the windows, I did something similar to what Don did. I got some stuff off of Amazon, of all things, big sheets of it that you can get, and it's a window tint, basically, is what it is. And I have reduced the amount of heat that this house absorbs by so much. I mean, I run 2 little window air conditioners, and it keeps my house at 68 degrees easy.
Nice. Oh man. Well,
It's that little addition when you put into it will save you so much money down the line. It's a extra step. I get that, putting that foil wrap when you wrap a house with Tyvek or whatever, and then you put the foil on. Also, the foil, a lot of people think you don't need to, but especially if you're doing metal, put that stuff on. Yeah.
Well, people think if it's not required by code, then it's not worthy, and I just disagree with that.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, in an area like yours and mine, that extra sheet of metal, that extra reflective wrap, will save thousands over the life of the house.
Oh God, yeah.
In heat costs, in fucking energy transfer.
Yep. And people forget that on the like when you're heating your house during the winter, and they're like, well, you're not going to get any of that sun heat. It's like, well, no, you're not going to get any of that anyways during the winter. But when your heat tries to escape, it hits that barrier also and reflects it back.
Yep.
So it's just and like you say on the equivalence, it's like R1, R2 is all it says. But in all actuality, in the long run, it performs way better than that. The R value.
Yeah. And the R is just the resistive value. It's just the fucking insulative value. It's not the reflective value.
Right. Yep. It's the immediate transference, and is what they'll gauge it by applying heat and whatever makes it through immediately.
Well, I need one of you guys to bring your fucking augers, your tractors and your augers here and dig 9 holes for me so I can put some wood in the ground.
I wish I could, because the one I have access to, it's a friend's. I've got access to it anytime I want to. It's a cab, air conditioned skidster, big old cat, and that thing we can drill a pole barn post with it up to 4 foot deep, and it takes seconds to dig each one.
Yep. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I've got 4 4x4 by 10s that I'm going to build literally a porch, an awning off the side of the building with lumber. The joists will be in 2x4s. And then I'll make the actual awning will be made from solar panels.
Oh, nice. Hey, Jason. Nice. So you'll have a shaded area, but you'll also be producing energy.
Exactly. And I'm going to do that with the carport and anything else that I'll be putting up. Like, I'm going to have to put a building over my wellhead and electrical with the generator.
Right.
I just don't know how that. I'm going to have to build. That's going to have to be a custom building. It's going to be a pole barn. And when it's finally built, it'll probably have some other things on the wall and be useful for other things. Not the least of which will be a place to put solar panels on the roof.
And a house for your batteries.
And a house for my batteries. Exactly. Well, I hope to keep the batteries in the shed. I hope to eventually air condition the shed.
Yeah.
That's proving to be more challenging than first thought.
Right.
Well, I've insulated the shed with R13 on the walls. I'm probably going to insulate the shed on the inside roof with some 24-inch bats for the ceiling.
Right.
To try to keep as much hot out and cool in as possible. I just don't know. I mean, the air conditioner I have is nice. I don't think it's juicy enough to get it done, though, so I'm going to have to get something bigger. Maybe that turns into a, what do they call that, a split? Some of those are very efficient, from what I can tell. Plus, the air conditioner is going to have to be off-grid, so it's going to have to run off solar. So, mini split.
Well, that's why I'm a huge advocate for sub.
So right now, there's a lot of I don't know about the future, but what I'm building into it is, I need to get my solar panel platform or frame in the ground and built. I need to get those holes dug so I can put these posts in there. I already got the posts, got the concrete, got everything. I just need the holes dug.
Right.
And I'm 60 years old, and I ain't going out there and digging fucking holes with a post hole digger.
You were talking about possibly putting mini splits in. I know two people that have them that absolutely love them. They're efficient. They always tell me I need to switch over to them because they save money on them, everything.
They are extremely efficient. Extremely efficient.
Yep.
Run off single phase 120. No big
on some of the bigger ones, they got the 240 units too, or 220, 240.
No, you're right. You're right. And they'll cool off a fucking parade ground, literally.
Yep. My sister and brother-in-law, they've got, and I don't know if you go beyond that, it might be the biggest one they got, but they've got a 5-zone on their house. So
they have a 5-zone with a mini split?
Yep.
Wow.
And it's got 2 exterior boxes, but it's one unit. They bought it as a 5-zone.
That's cool. That's extremely cool. Very efficient. 5-zone.
They love it. I mean, and the cool thing is it reverses it. It'll start to push heat during the winter.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
If I was a thinking man, I would have put one in this house.
Yep.
But I missed that. That was the one thing that I look back on that I should have done.
If I would have been thinking instead of paying the money I paid for the new central heater here, I would have done it. Because actually I could have got it for the same price.
Dude, I could have got mine for probably half of what I put into this fucking. I got a 5-ton fucking train.
Nice.
It's massive.
Nice.
It's probably at least 50% more overkill on heating this house. Incoming. Incoming.
I've got I don't know if you've ever heard of Goodman. It's a cheaper brand. It's not Train is one of the pricier brands. I mean, but they've got good warranties. It's a good brand. I went with the Goodman because it was cheaper at the time.
I went with Train because that's what the contractor was selling.
He sold you probably one of the at least 3 top in my opinion. Train is at least in the top 3.
I would say the same. Yep. Yep.
You got Lennox. Lennox is up there. Train. If you want to go for insane costs, you can go with Bosch, but the cost, holy crap.
There's another one that's not Train. It's Rheem.
Oh, yep. Rheem. Rheem is one of them. Yeah.
I'm pleased. I mean, it's way overkill.
The tankless water heater I'm looking at right now, it's a Bosch.
That's what
it's pricey, but the efficiency, if I'm bad about, I'll read every article or every piece of information I can get on it. I'm overly picky, I guess, but it's, yep.
You'll cut your water heating bill by 90%.
Right. Yep. Yeah, because you're not constantly reheating that water. And right now, my water heater, yep.
You heat the water you need.
Mm-hmm. A 2-ton, actually, that's what. Oh, you got a 3-ton. Yours is bigger than mine. Wow.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
And Goodman is a really good brand. It's an affordable brand and everything. The only difference is Goodman runs like a 94, like a 85 to 94 efficiency. I think their top is 94, whereas Rheem, Train, some of these guys get up to like 98% efficiency.
I didn't know they were that good.
Oh yeah, they've got some serious efficiency on some of their top end models. Now you can get some Trains and stuff that are down around the 85s, but like with Goodman's, I know mine's only an 85. I got the cheaper one, and which in a way was silly of me because in the life of it, I'll end up paying more because it'll burn more fuel to get less heat. And at the price of natural gas now, it's a really big difference.
Holy fuck, yes it is. Jesus H Christ. I'm glad I ain't got to fill my tank. Last time I filled my tank for propane, it was $2.49 a gallon.
What are you paying now?
I fucking $7.80 was the last price I looked, and I haven't bought any.
So ridiculous.
I've heard places go to $9 for propane.
This aggravates me because this is what's going to happen this winter again. I remember under Obama, when Obama did a lot of this and the prices went way up on everything. I knew people that could only fill their propane tank once, and if it ran out, they didn't get heat.
Yep.
For the rest of the year.
Yep. Absolutely. I know those people. I used to be one of those people.
Yep.
Oil heat, baby. It was the way to go.
It's frustrating that in our society, people have to worry about that. And then you got people on fixed income that got to worry about that.
Just another reason why I'm a big fan of geothermal.
I too. I am. Wiz, speaking of alternate fuels, and I've been looking, maybe it's just because I've been looking, but I've been seeing a lot about hydrogen and how hydrogen is doing this and hydrogen is doing that, and people are powering various and sundry projects with hydrogen these days. And so I'm doing a little more reading on hydrogen.
Did you see that video I think I did see that video that guy did that.
Did you understand anything he said, Sing?
I said, did you see that video I sent out about the guy with the generator?
I did. Yes, sir.
All right.
That was a 3K generator. That
don't matter. Could be a 5K.
That's big. That's enough to charge my batteries. on a bad day, maybe. But it's
Right.
really not enough to get done what I need to get done. I mean, I'm playing
So
with
run some water,
15K.
so you buy two. You never got to buy fuel for it again, so you buy two of them, or 3 or 4, or
That's
bigger
true.
ones.
That is true. That is true. If we can build it, and that's kind of where I'm looking, is how much bigger does this scale out, and what does it cost to scale it out? So I'm looking. It's a journey of discovery. What is that? Is that what they call it?
Well, I ran a car. Would you have you have to have a buffering tank and a couple check valves. But once you can provide 14 psi on the fuel side of the engine, you're golden.
Okay.
Because it only requires 14 psi carburetor, and you can run a V8. You can turn whatever you want.
So you can run an existing motor.
Correct.
I don't get that. That's the part I don't really understand.
That's what it's so simple. Did you see that video? Did you watch the video?
I did. I watched the video. I saw the video. I saw where that motor was started and created generated electricity.
Correct. Right.
I don't recall how much generated was electricity, but he generated electricity, and so that's what I saw. How it was done. In other words, how the fuel was set in there, how the
fuel was fake. He took the fuel he took the line off the gas tank and stuck a hose in it. That's how he delivered the fuel to the engine.
Okay, so you're just delivering water to the engine.
No, he had the generator and the bubbler mounted to the side of the generator. The bubbler is just to get the moisture out of the gas. It was a. I don't think you've seen the same video I'm talking about.
Okay.
He built the damn thing right there on the video. He built the whole thing from start to finish on the video. Hooked it up to the side, even made the plate for it that mounted it onto the generator. Then he connected it to the battery with a switch. Okay. Because it was had a starter on the generator. So it's got a battery. Ran that unit for a few minutes, hit the start button, and he was off and gone, providing fuel. Not sure you've seen the same video.
So you're right. I have not seen that video. But I guess there's kind of where I'm lost. You said providing fuel.
Yeah.
What is fuel? What?
Hydrogen.
To explain what providing fuel is.
Hydrogen. Cracking the water through electrolysis. He built the array, put it in a water filter, just like I did. Ran the tube out of that into a bubbler, which is another filtration unit. And the gas bubbled up out of the water and then moves on to the feed line that goes to the carburetor.
Okay. Now I understand. So the hydrogen is actually fueling the carburetor.
Correct. He did a minor adjustment to the air fuel mixture on the carburetor, and voila, running generator. Powered by hydrogen, by water, from water. That's what I was talking about. It worked. It really worked. I've done it. I did it gloriously back in 2008, 2009. And I'm about to ready to go at it again. Because now there won't be anybody that's going to be able to, freaking stop it.
It
Because
reminds
I'm just going to
me
do it
of
for myself. I'm not going to be trying to sell it or promote it or anything. I'll just do it for myself.
it reminds me of wood gassing.
Yep, very much so. Very
okay,
similar process. Breaking
nice.
down
Okay,
hydrocarbons in wood releases the hydrogen and the syngas. Okay, out of the material, the wood. Okay, and they refine the heavier elements out of it, like the crude, soft crude, and the white gas out of the gases that come off of that burn, making the charcoal. They were basically a refinery process, and the gas that doesn't get moved off after condensation is syngas, and you can run a generator on it.
Yep.
Thessalonian did that famously on his video.
Different product, same theory. Well, actually, I shouldn't say theory because it's a working process, but it's cool.
And it's the same result, not through a different process, basically.
Yeah, same result. Yep, I said that wrong. So, but yeah,
He got
same
it out of
result.
wood. The process I'm talking about is able to get it out of water.
Nice.
12 volts.
And see, I'm not. I need to brush up more on the hydrogen. That way, I can be more involved in these conversations because it's interesting to me, but I just don't know enough. So I always mute myself and let you guys talk. The wood, though, that's cool as long because basically you heat an outer shell, put the wood in the inner shell with pipes coming out of it, and you keep it from getting oxygenated, but you apply that extreme heat to it, and then it off gases, and you can literally pump that smoke coming off that off gas coming out off into a small engine, and that engine will run.
Correct.
It's an amazing. It's really a cool thing to watch.
Thessalonian did it to a little Chevy Love pickup truck, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
Little 4-cylinder pickup truck. He built a gasifier to fit in the bed. He was driving it around his property out in Arizona. Yeah.
Do you guys remember a show called Junkyard Wars?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. They did that. They didn't have any fuel or anything, but they had to get a vehicle to run. And one of the groups, and these were NASA scientists, the group were, and they got it to run off of that. And they made it the whole 5 or 10 miles or whatever they had to go. And that thing ran fast too.
Well, I got everything I need to make a portable generator unit that would basically effectively you hook it up to a propane tank and just turn it on until the propane tank's full and then turn it off because it will run indefinitely. But you just turn it on, put the water in, turn it on, and hook it up to a propane tank, and you're filling your propane tank with hydrogen now.
Now
it's more like a natural gas than it is. It's not LPG. You're not going to get that kind of longevity out of the usage, but the alternative is you have to pay for LNG. Right? I'm saying.
Now, is it similar to the gasification in the respect of you can't let it oxygenate at all until it's in the chamber to fire?
No, when in the process of separating the water, you end up with what's called Brown's gas. Okay, it's not H2O, which would be water. It's HHO. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. You don't even need to put, yeah. It comes with its
2
own
hydrogen,
oxygen.
1 oxygen. I think that's split. 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Yeah, because H2O, which is
H2. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen.
That's water. Yep.
That's H2. The 2 doesn't apply to the O. Okay, the 2 is the 2 part hydrogen.
Okay. But HO would be the same as H2O.
Except for the hydrogen and oxygens are not combined. So it's 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Now, the recombination of those elements in that proportion is an explosive thing. Usually, it's usually garnered by pressure and heat. That recombination is the explosion that happens inside of an internal combustion engine. You don't need a spark. It will run like diesel fuel. It is a plasma gas. It will run like diesel fuel does. You have to starve it or flood it. Flooding is not a good thing with hydrogen, but you have to starve it to shut down the engine.
Right.
Just like a diesel engine.
Yeah. It's funny trying to explain a diesel engine that to people that don't understand. It doesn't take a spark, it takes compression to fire a diesel engine, and you've got to shut the fuel off to stop it. That's how that's exactly what you're saying. I was just it's just amazing trying to explain that to somebody that's not familiar with it, and they're like, no, it's got to take a spark to fire. It's like, no, the compression of it generates enough pressure to where that diesel will combust.
Correct.
and that thing, if it's got fuel, it will keep running and keep, like tractors. I mean, we've all seen a tractor keep going when the fuel shut off didn't work right. It wouldn't shut off.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But yeah, it's not a fuel combustion. It's a plasma combustion. It's not a liquid fuel combustion or an aerated liquid fuel combustion. It is a plasma combustion. And it can be triggered through temperature and pressure.
Nice. Hey, Anarchy. Anarchy Television. I recognize that from somewhere.
Yeah. Very much a troll.
Oh, that's where I recognize it from. Okay.
How you doing, Anarchy? But yeah, no, that's a completely real thing. Don, I'm gonna try and find that video for you so I can forward that to you. You still have it? Sing?
I've got it on my laptop, but my laptop, I haven't got it back yet from being fixed. So
okay. I'm trying to figure out what. That's Apex.
I should say my cousin got it fixed a long time ago. It's just that, and he's the techie guy, but he lives on the other side of Denver, about 4 hours from me, and I haven't made it up there to get it yet. Hey, Colonel Shaw.
Colonel Shaw, salute. I'm looking for that.
I spent the last couple of months, when I get a chance here and there, trying to put at least an hour or two in a week, trying to get a better understanding of solar, so I can play a part in those conversations too. I get wind generation. I'm a magnets guy, so anything that has to do with magnets, of course, wind turbines automatically caught my attention. So
right.
I learned everything I know about solar from YouTube.
Nice. I've been catching. If you guys got any videos suggestions, I'm all ears too.
Well, the dudes over at Signature Solar, the guys I'm buying my inverters from, and some of my other gear, have a very educational suite of videos about their products, more specifically the inverters. And they sell more than just the one inverter I have. They have a whole shit ton of different brands that they have educational and support videos for all of them. So I've learned a lot. If you also want to know about solar, Will Prowse is a wonderful resource for that. He does a lot of a lot of different solar projects, solar crypto, solar houses, solar air conditioners, lots of different battery connections. He shows you the guts on it, so it's really good. There's a lot of different videos on solar on YouTube. There really is. There's really a shit ton of people that have done it, honestly, on YouTube.
Now I just found it and forwarded it to you on our
there it is.
on a text.
Sir. Okay, thank you.
Check that video out. He shows building it from scratch, and straight up.
Cool. A lot of people think I'm nuts for wanting to put a wind generator up, but where I live, 360 days a year, we get at least a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
So then that's a no-brainer right there.
Yeah. So it's, that means like basically 5 days a year we get a perfectly calm day. And with these wind generators that they've got, because I'm looking at the vertical mast, it only takes a 4-mile-an-hour wind for starting speed. So 15-mile-an-hour wind on average, I would have easy, 50% production out of it, even at that. So
now there's a lot of cool designs for the verticals.
Right.
Okay, so I would definitely be talking about verticals.
Sounds like Colonel Shaw is about to pop smoke and get the fuck out of Holland.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, he is. You know he is, man. Pick me up, get me the fuck out of Dodge.
He might not come back from his vacation, I think is what he's saying. He might stay where he's going on his vacation.
Right.
Dude, I was watching some of that. They're trying to make some of these, even the ranchers and the dairy guys, like if they own 200 head of cattle, they're trying to force them into selling 100 head. If they own 400 head of cattle, they're trying to force them into selling 200 head. They're pretty much cutting everything in half and forcing these farmers to sell it. And farmers, ranchers, and the farm land itself, they're basically choking them out on their farmland.
Yeah, it's totally fucked up.
Who are these people? Where are they getting choked? And what are they going to do for food when they're gone?
It's the government policies, and it has to do with, I can't remember what they called it, WEC or something like that. It has to do with this. Yeah, this freaking World Economic Forum, and it's a division of that, and they fully brought it on. Apparently, the government did in Holland, which the way it's looking to me, the people are about ready to Boris Johnson their leader and kick him out of there.
A little revolution's not a bad thing, particularly in a place like Holland, where they got a bunch of lesbians and green hairs over there anyway. So I'm not.
Hey,
there's
I wouldn't.
Very low. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we're worried about the Colonel.
Yeah, definitely stay safe, Shaw.
There's too much shit hitting too many fan blades over there, and we need to keep him out of that.
Literally. They're dumping manure on the cops. Oh, they're law enforcement. They're spraying manure on
it. This one farmer, they asked him, they're like, well, do you have any advice for American farmers? You guys are going through this, and American farmers are beginning to deal with some of it. Do you have any advice to American farmers? And the guy's like, yes, don't sell to Bill Gates.
Right.
I thought it was funny because that's what they're trying to do there. They're trying to corporatize it. And Bill Gates apparently has been buying a crap load of land in Holland. They're trying to corporatized farming, and is all anybody has to do is look at what happened to Colorado farming and look at the careless farming that corporate farms do. They don't take pride in the land like the small farmers do.
No, they don't give a damn.
No. You can tell the ones that are still farmers hanging on around here. You can tell which fields are theirs. They'll run cover crops, they'll run stuff like that. So it's just like anything though. You get monopolies screw stuff up. That's why we have antitrust laws. They're just apparently not enforced anymore.
Nope. Not at all.
What?
Do you know what time it is?
Pie time.
That's right. Pie is the answer, my friend.
I actually wanted your guys' opinion on like S2992, the bill that they're trying to push through with going after breaking up Google and stuff like that.
Unless they go after Alphabet Corp, they ain't doing anything serious. They're not going to do that.
Say the bill again, S292?
2992.
BLU Berry.
Yeah, I've been seeing some commercials about this. I don't really deeply understand it yet. It sounds like it's got a lot of fucking horseshit in it. But I couldn't give you an educated analysis of it. Give me about 15 minutes.
Right on. Cool. Basically, what I've read into it, there's some concerns, definitely, because there's some wording in it that makes it sound like government could have a little too much control and kind of target companies, which I don't like the idea of. But but there's good things in it, because there's good things that have to do with antitrust. But the thing that make me nervous, I enjoy the fact that these fake companies are too big, they control too much, and they're able to damage other sellers or other businesses competing with them. And so I like the antitrust fact of it. But just like Don said, there's stuff into it that makes me nervous. And you know how a lot of our leaders do it. They sneak things in through another law, a law that looks good. But so that's why I'm trying to get other people's opinions on it, because I'm afraid it's the closest we're going to get to actually breaking up some of these monopolies. But I don't like the fact that they're leaving open ends to where they can, willy-nilly.
I don't think this breaks up any of the monopolies. This doesn't break any. This Federal Trade Commission and Department of Justice both have to, and see, there's kind of where I get a little weird. I actually applaud this bill, but you shouldn't have to wait for the government, for the Federal Trade Commission to say that somebody's guilty. In other words, there's just too much subjectivity there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I completely agree. It could lead to targeting, which makes me nervous.
I don't need for the government to be subjective on anything. When the government's doing something, I need for it to be very clear, succinct, when it's going to start, but more specifically, when it's going to stop, and at what level it's going to stop at. I do not need the government to have an excuse to perpetually persecute any kind of business, even if it's the ones that I think sucks, like Facebook, Meta, Google, all the rest of those.
Yeah.
With that said, I'm kind of with you. You're probably right. This is probably the closest we're going to get to the ability to spank fucking Google or Facebook.
it's a dilemma, right? Because
Broad.
if
It's
if we
very broad. Just in
yes,
my first read of the bill, it's incredibly broad and too broad to implement.
the thing that strikes me is I think of like somebody like Mike Lindell, how they could then turn around and go after him just because they don't like his politics, and then like you say, it's too broad and it's too susceptible to manipulation.
To somebody
It's
else's
just
interpretation. Exactly.
interpretation, yeah, and that's what worries me. But they're hiding it, a lot of that, in the fact that it does give them then the authority to where Google wouldn't be able to own YouTube, Gmail, all those different things, and control so many aspects.
Well, it doesn't say that you can't do that. It just says you can't do that to the detriment of another company.
Right.
And what it says more specifically, and here's where I'm starting to get a little here's where it starts to get a little squiggly for me. A platform may not materially restrict or impede the capacity of a competing business. It just, and that's very subjective, particularly in online shit.
Yeah.
Also restricts the platform's use of non-public data generated. Bill also has additional restrictions related to installing or uninstalling software, hardware, rank functionality, and retaliation for contact with law enforcement. Affirmative defenses for the prohibited conduct. The bill establishes affirmative defenses for the prohibited conduct. So it does say the bill prohibits certain large online platforms from engaging in specific acts. Okay. Yeah. Specific acts. What are those?
But
that's what I need.
They're not clarified at all. I've seen no place that clarifies those acts. It's kind of one of those to be named later type of things.
Yeah,
so you'll know what's
and named later is just, we give them too many, we give them too much clearance to write too big a check.
I agree. It's the, well, you'll know what's in it after you vote it in, that type of deal. It's like, no, you guys have got to be more specific. None of this lawyer talk. Let's have some specificity. Well, I can't talk tonight, but yeah, let's get a little more specific.
Anybody heard from Max lately, or Nightingale? Nightingale, no. Would love to hear from Max and from Nightingale. Absolutely.
I haven't heard from either.
I have not heard from Max. If
Max
JB,
is married.
I heard Max is married and has 7 kids. I heard the same thing. I heard Max was married, had 7 kids, and was gay. So I don't know. He seemed like a nice enough guy to me. What do I know? Clearly, I'm no good judge of character. Clearly.
I actually didn't have any big problems with them either, right? I
mean, look at the people I'm hanging out with. So my judgment's already suspect.
Yeah.
As you should suspect.
I know his opinions didn't align a lot with ours, but he seemed open about it at least.
He tolerated us.
Yeah.
He didn't call me a cocksucker like everybody else has. So for that, I respect it.
Seeing Max had a thing. Well, this is news to me, but hey.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah. We all thought that singing Max was having it. Or it was just maybe hopeful thinking from Huck. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's that perverted nature of Huck. She was getting visuals.
She has that. She does that.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell anybody. But
shit. Emerald opened his shirt yesterday and she must have dropped her phone because she went silent for 10 minutes.
She had Miriam take a picture of me driving my tractor today.
Well, Huck, you're
What
the
are you
only
doing?
but thank you.
I was like, "What are you doing, Miriam?" She's like, "I'm taking your picture on the tractor." I was like, "Oh Lord."
His wife may have been lurking. I don't know. But it's kind of like he was here one day and then the next day he was in Florida. I'll be honest with you. I think Miriam knows more than she's letting on. Because I would have assumed that in her travels across this great nation of ours when she got here, that she was headed straight for Florida.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the case any longer.
And she didn't.
Right.
And my assumption is that she knows something that we don't.
Maybe there was a wife and 7 kids then, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Okay. Tractors are sexy.
Yeah, Huckleberry was just wishing that she was a tractor emerald. I'd be careful.
Oh my God.
Well, I've gone in here. Let's see if I can get this up there.
Is that Huck? Who's that? Who's that?
That's me on my tractor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is true, Shaw. If he truly is married and has a lot of kids, a lot of the stuff he said and talked about, it was a little manipulative. Uh-oh, Huck's hollering at me. But that's if that's the case. I'm not saying that it's the case. So I just don't know.
So people on here are who you want them to be. They are.
Right.
Either halfway through your persuasion and in your own mind's eye, and halfway through their own manipulation. If they want to be somebody, then they'll be somebody.
Dude, for the first 4 years that I chatted with everybody here, everybody swore up and down I was some type of hacker. And the more I told them that I was computer illiterate, the more they thought I was a hacker. And it's like, no, really, guys, if you knew me, I have trouble logging on to Facebook, for crying out loud. So I really am computer illiterate. But it's, yeah, for the longest time, they thought I was Shaw. Right, Shaw? For the longest time, everybody thought, because of my name, they thought I was some sort of hacker or something. It's like, no, I just thought it was a cool name. If I tried to do that, I would probably annihilate my own computer before I accomplished anything.
Oh, so that's how you do that. Okay.
You're one illiterate SOB, he says. That's exactly what it's fucking that. The dude says
Right.
that. You're one illiterate SOB.
See, now they know me. Now they understand. Now I will admit I know some Jedis, but I
He's
don't know the
Ukrainian spy bot that was bought on the Turkish black market and deployed in the western Donbass region. Just saying.
Just saying. Oh my Lord. Hey, Skynet is live. Fire in a bowl.
Hawks Mustard Seeds 15.
Hey.
Thank you, Sean.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
That boy needs a link. That boy needs a bowl.
Colonel Shaw has always had my back on that and would always stick up for
you
me,
mean
telling
that?
people he's no hacker. he would always add my back on that. He's like, Sing's not
Fire
that.
in that motherfucking bowl show. Yes, that's exactly slipping. See?
That's right. Fire
Gets
in
it.
the motherfucking bowl.
He gets it. Gets it. Brought to you by Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
.com.
Right.
In the key of F.
On the panel. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You talk a good game, but you won't come up on the panel.
You give me an axe and a piece of wood, and I can hack the shit out of that, though. I can swing an axe.
I can dig some dirt.
Yeah. That's when you some people that they'll come up and they'll be looking there for work and everything, and and tell me been doing carpentry for years, and oh well, how well, you'll ask them how well you swing an axe, and then they'll go right to I've chopped some wood. It's like no. It's like, you've been doing carpentry before, and you don't know that a hammer is called an axe.
That's when you say thanks for playing, thanks for stopping by, really appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Right.
Well, you know what? You know what you do? You say, "Let me see your hand."
Yeah.
That's what you do.
How many scars and calluses you got?
Yeah, where's your calluses at? Yeah, yeah.
If you have calluses down below that match your hands, we know what you've been doing.
How you doing, Hawk?
Get some friggin' hand lotion. What's going on, guys?
Good
I
evening,
get on
Mr.
cam, but
Hawk.
somebody stole my pants.
That's fine. We don't want to see you. Yeah, we don't need that. That's cool.
She was quietly yelling.
They're hanging out on the line right now.
Is quietly yelling still there?
No, she's been gone for a little over 2 months now.
Oh, where'd she go?
Don't know.
Oh wow.
Nope. Don't know. Oh, shit.
Dude, you gonna give up that lung, or are you gonna
take a drink?
I'm waiting on that kersplat.
This is like
Yep.
Oh, from my cough? It happens. It happens. It does. It's yeah, you can trigger. I'd say about 60% of my seizures are induced by not enough oxygen. There's supposed to be that equal ratio of cannabis and oxygen. I forget to bring some of the oxygen in. And
really? There's an equal ratio there? When did that start? Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, when did that start working?
Ratio. Where the fuck did that start?
Do you remember when you were a teenager and they say, hold it in as long as you can?
I still live by those rules.
That was the biggest fucking lie ever told about the cannabis user.
Well, then what do you do?
Because everything that you get, you're going to get in the count of 10. From the time you inhale, count to 10, and then exhale.
Right.
That's all you need. No more than that.
Take it in, count to 10.
And it's if you and basically it boils down to if you get dizzy, lightheaded from it, then you fucking cut the oxygen off to your brain.
All right.
That's all
Take
it is.
it in, count to 10, breathe it slowly out your nose.
Yep. And when you got good old school cannabis like that, it's the the ability to get out of there. Is the ability to have almost a hallucinogenic type cannabis. And I'm talking back in its original state, like the old Columbia Gold or the old Thai stick or chocolate Thai stick. Shit like that. The old strains, you know, you got to remember that at one time it was they just said two things. It was either sativa or it was indica. You didn't have all these fancy dancy names to the strains and things like that. However, each region of the world had the version of that particular weed that could grow in their hemisphere. So, like the Hindu Buddha Kush, that is grown in the mountains, and it doesn't require a whole lot of intense light. It actually likes cloudy days more than it likes direct sunlight. Okay.
And lower oxygen levels and actually colder temperatures. Yes, you're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
and it tested out about 18 or somewhere between 12 to 18% in THC. 18% was the max. Okay, but you look at these
See,
kids.
that's the thing, though. Those old school brands like that weren't as potent as these new school brands are.
Well, what it is the new school. The foods are orientated towards drawing specific things out of the cannabis. Okay. Whereas in the old days, they didn't have these fancy dancy fertilizers and boosts and shit like that. So the plant got to finish naturally, evenly, all the way across the board.
Right, as it should be.
But as soon as you were adding all these extra shit, that's it. It's the plant's getting souped up. It's getting souped up. What happens when you get behind a souped up car? If you've never raced before, you hit the gas and you're like, holy shit! It's shit. I was like that in a
I did that. I did that very thing. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's
I got so stoned I puked my guts up.
But it's like, can we seriously, just look at this and say to ourselves, okay, listen, we don't need to add any extra shit to this. The creator knew what he was doing when he put it on the planet the way that he did. So let's, it's either that or when Lucifer fell out of heaven, he took all the damn seeds. It's so obviously the creator put it here. So the idea of it is in what form should we have it? Should we have it how man can manipulate it, no different than Monsanto? Or should we have it in its classic original form, like the creator gave it to us?
I mean, in context of Monsanto, why not have it both ways?
Well, the thing about Monsanto is that when you genetically modify something so many times, it begins to lose its actual medicinal value.
But I also understand.
But I have a problem with corn, anyways, because it goes in one end and it comes out the other the exact same fucking way.
There's a gray area with modified food, though, that the chemical companies put a lot of money into attacking modified food, because some of the modified food is not as bad as what. Now, Monsanto was getting carried away. That's why their name is big. They were going too far on some things, but some of them are merely crossed with different strains that are pest resistant and weed resistant and stuff like that. They'll take over a field, or produce more. There'll be more fruit bearing and everything. Some of that was good, and unfortunately, all that got caught up in just this. It got grouped into one genetically modified group, and everybody went against it. As soon as they started doing no GMOs, then these chemical companies all of a sudden started pumping out more and more chemical again. And just like around here, I mean, you could see it around here. It went from not as many chemicals being pumped into the ground to, going back up to 10 times as much chemical being pumped on the ground again, because they're not running these modified crops that are pest resistant stuff. So there's like a gray area there that I think we need to find a happy medium, in my opinion. I'll shut up now. Oh shit! Did I kill chat?
Nah.
But I still truly believe that, though, that there's I think we need to look into both considerations, because I'm not a big fan of all the chemical. But Monsanto did definitely push things a bit far in a lot of aspects.
Fire in the motherfucking bowl. That's what I say. And thank God for sausagegravybiscuitfarms.com, where all your seed needs can be met. There you go. So, how about that weather out there, Hawk?
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I chased, I ran Don and Hawk off with my mini rant.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I think it's midnight. They turned into pumpkins. Which is what I got to do. I got another long day tomorrow.
No, yeah. I got a long day of not being able to do a freaking thing.
Sitting here talking, and you just realize that my mic is on mute. Like, what the fuck? No, I had to run out. Gabriel came in, grabbed the sleeve of my jacket, and I'm like looking at him. And then the timer went off on my phone. And he was laying over there watching the propane tank get filled up. As soon as he saw the white stuff come out, you know how when they fill up the tanks, he saw that shoot out. He come running in here and grabbed me. I'm like, freaking smart ass dog. He's out there again. He's doing it again. He laid down and started watching the tank. Freaking crazy dog. Well, it could be that
wow.
he got a hold of earlier today too. But
Well, guys, I'm gonna drop out, and I will see you tomorrow night.
oh damn.
No, I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow night, man. I'm nervous, Crash. You guys continue playing.
All right, brother. Have a good night. And if you guys are saying good night to him, you might want to unmute yourselves.
I didn't understand a word Wiz said.
He's very happy. Yeah.
I said, okay.
Lucy translated is, I got to go
drop
to
out.
bed. I'm old. I've been working all day, and I got to get up early and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, there it is. You guys have fun. I'm gonna drop out and go to bed. Dream well, Patriots.
Okie dokie.
Take care. Oh, how about you, Don? Are you ready to check out for the evening?
Let's see. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. I got a few things that I got to do this evening.
Yeah, I got it.
I can stick around for a few more minutes if you want to stick around for a few more minutes. I'm in no rush.
I'm gonna boogie because I got 5 propane tanks to get filled up here before morning.
All right, Roger that.
Take care, man.
But thanks for having me. You guys have a good evening. Good conversation as always.
Take care.
Peace. But thanks for having
I can stick around for a few. I still can't do anything for. I got 4 more days that are making me sit back, but I'm trying to stay on somewhat on the sleep schedule so I can when I am able to go back at it, I can be getting up at 4 and 5 easy in the morning again.
No, I was just off. I was quiet for a few minutes ago because I was just off looking for this fucking icon that I just put up.
NSA.
Yeah. You know, I used to work there, right?
Yep. Did you work directly or were you a contractor?
I was a contractor at the engineering building on the Russia desk.
Oh, nice.
At the NSA, you literally have three types of people in doing ops. You have the military people that are required by law to actually do the op.
Right.
And then you have the contractors who are there to support the military people doing the op. In other words, the contractors can't sit behind the keyboard. I can plan it. I can get it queued up. I can have all the data in one place, or I can do everything except for doing the op.
Nice.
So there were contractors, and then there were government employees that were not military. There was NSA employees, there were CIA employees, sometimes there were FBI employees there. They were generally involved in most of these operations at one form, one level or another.
Now,
and that's the only three you had.
Is there any truth that a lot of these rumors going around that the CIA and the NSA are like head to head a lot of times and really don't get along?
No, not really.
No, I was wondering. Okay.
The CIA and the NSA have two completely separate fucking roles. And they can't legally cross. So they're legally separated.
Right.
The CIA has to conduct all of its operations outside of the United States.
Correct.
All of them. The NSA has to conduct all of its operations in conjunction with military operations. So the NSA is part of the military. The NSA is part of DOD.
Okay, right on.
So the NSA, all of the operations that are done by the NSA, the physical operations, in other words, dude at keyboard, is done by a soldier or a sailor.
All right.
CIA really doesn't do a lot of those operations. That's not in their task. Their task is more covert.
Gotcha.
So they kind of have diametrically opposed, what's the word I'm looking for? Tasks, targets, goals. Again, the CIA has to conduct all of its operations outside of the United States.
Right.
Cannot be conducted in military form. Cannot be conducted as a form of, what did they call it? Well, it is a conduct of policy, but it can't be a conduct of, it can't be an execution for a particular branch of the government or under a specific execution of a law or something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. But there's some rules there that are hard and fast that you can't do. I'm sorry, I'm probably rambling by now.
No, I'm listening.
The NSA is military, pure and simple.
Nice.
They're an intelligence gathering and a cyber warfare conducting. That's in their charter. So they are. Some will say that they've been a little too defensive over the last couple of years, and they were slow to come to the game with offense. I believe personally that was more of a function of policy out of Washington than it was policy out of DOD.
I got you.
Policy out of DOD has, over the last 10 years, turned really offensive. In other words, they used to be afraid of losing the what's the word, the craft, the trade craft. In other words, if they executed on something, they would be found out. They were afraid. Turns out they won't be. They were afraid they'd be found out and they would lose the trade craft, is what they called that. They didn't want to do that. So they ran scared. They ran mostly defensive operations and mostly PSYOPs. But over the last 10 years, they've gotten substantially more aggressive about their policies, and they have run more aggressive offensive operations, which I personally am happy about. But that's just me.
Within, when you were there within, is there a lot of politics that happen?
No.
Glad to hear that.
Mission. Pure and simple. Mission.
Good. So the occasions that you do hear about, some things possibly politically motivated, it's a rare occurrence.
In certain instances, political motivation is against the law, literally.
Right on.
For instance, you should look at something called Section 702. And what Section 702 talks about is who can be the target of an op and who cannot be the target of an op if you're an American citizen. In other words, if you're an American citizen, by default, you cannot be the target of an op unless something about it falls into Section 702.
And a lot of that's where they've got to go in front of the judge, get the permit.
They're going to have to, well, and see, that's kind of, again, there's a whole lot of subjective there, and people can make shit up, and people can skew operations in different areas. But by and large, the system is set up to try to weed all of that out, to try to make it as objective as possible and not subjective. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I asked because, well, you know, one of the more well-known, and I know it's not CIA or NSA, it's FBI, but Comey. How some of the people that did the spying on Trump are able to not be held accountable.
Well, I mean, and I know you're covering this, but there's a few small players that are actually suffering some retribution from that. Yes.
Right.
Comey was all political.
Yep.
Comey was absolutely 1,000. All that whole pile of shit was political. Dude who knows a dude that can get toilet paper. He knows a dude that can get toilet paper. Holy fuck. Somebody needs to get him on the fucking panel and squeeze that information out of him. We should run a PSYOP on Mr. Wayne just to get his toilet paper intel.
That's the with Comey, to me, and like you say, a lot of the smaller people involved are the ones that always get in trouble. And then you got people like Comey that get off, and it's just so frustrating when people aren't held accountable. And it's such an obvious act.
I know, right? It's just such an obvious act. And see, I have to not think about those things.
I get frustrated too.
And so when I get up here and I talk to you about it, it'll be okay, and then head explode.
Nope, I feel you on that. That's one of my biggest frustrations, is the lack of accountability. And it's always somebody way under that probably had to do very little with it that gets nailed. There's always a fall guy.
Yeah, I know. Always a
But
fault line. There's always something, some sort of horse shit. Hold on for a second. I need to track my miner here. Oh, wow. The temperature goes down. That's pretty cool.
out of curiosity, what are your, since you're involved in that, what are your takeaways from someone like Snowden?
Snowden was simply a traitor.
Okay.
Snowden worked where I worked, and literally Snowden worked for the company that I worked for, the contracting company, Booz Allen Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
He was there about 9 months before I was.
Wow.
Snowden's a traitor. That's all Snowden was. Snowden got up off of his fucking shit and started broadcasting it out to a journalist, Greenwald, for his own fun and profit. He thought he was above the law. So he thought, well, this is wrong. I need to show somebody. Dude, it's not your place to show somebody. Your place is to fucking execute on the operation. So
And
he's a traitor is what Snowden is.
And there's, well, in all actuality, there's avenues that whistleblowers can go through that were never taken. And the part that bugged,
never availed himself of. No.
Yep. And the part that really,
if you thought it was that bad, you needed to relieve yourself of your workload there. You need to leave the NSA. If you really thought it was that bad, you shouldn't be at the NSA.
there's the main thing that got me on him. And, you know, you think of the fact of letting the people know. I like the fact of that, but there are avenues. The one thing that got me is 2 places he went were 2 adversarial nations. He went to China to hide, and then he went to Russia to hide. That's what always made me question it.
He ran like a little girl. That's the only thing. He should be in prison right now.
Where he ran to that makes me question it.
I don't. I think that the China run and the Russia run were simply runs to places that he felt was out of the long arm of the NSA. That's the only reason he ran there. He didn't run there to give up any information. To be quite frank,
I hope not.
Probably doesn't have a lot of information to give up. He may give up some software we have, some hacks we have. He may give up some tradecraft that we have, but he's not going to be cataclysmic. He's not that big of a whale. It's just not that. He just ain't all that and a bag of chips. Sorry.
It's still, you know, I mean, it may not be devastating, but it's still harmful.
Oh, it sucks.
He gets up any of that.
Don't get me wrong, it sucks. But the world moves on, right?
Yeah. Right. And I'm sure they've got, you know, new techniques.
And he doesn't know everything. He doesn't. Our worlds are compartmentalized for a reason. That way, when you do fall, then you only fall so far.
Yeah.
He only knows so much for a specific reason.
If it would have been something that significantly helped out the population, I would have been 100%. I've always been divided. I haven't really, you know, known or anything one way or another. There was things about it that made me nervous, like where he went and how he was able to stay there. Because a lot of times, you know, you got to pay with something to be able to stay there and be protected. But the thing that always got me is everything kind of hurt us.
You know what he does? You know what he does in Russia?
What?
He's a TV repairman.
Really?
He works in a small TV repair shop.
I'll be darned. Well, his life didn't get any better.
Oh, his life sucks balls. I wouldn't want to be him to save anybody.
Right.
he does a few YouTube things only by the good graces of the FSB in fucking Russia. And I'm not sure how long they're going to let him continue to do that, given this whole Ukraine U.S. thing. So,
and it's always like CNN, MSNBC that put him on. That's another red flag to me.
Well, yeah, but again, okay.
I guess it's just the way I look at it. With some of the.
Maybe you only get it through CNN and MSNBC. Although I question why you're watching those two shitholes anyway.
They pop up on my shorts
research,
on the
right?
YouTube
shorts. I got you. Research. I get it. I understand.
Yeah. It's just
smoke rain. Is that what it's smoke rain? Are they
and
they all got mad at me using swimps all day. What the fuck's a swimp?
I don't.
Huge fish on toilet paper on a hook. Dude.
Huh.
What the? Okay.
Those are some hungry fish.
I don't know. I mean, Bruce is an amazing human being. So,
I like Bruce. And he can take
the amazing shit.
He can take it when I give him go. So, yeah. That always says a lot to me that, yeah. Because I like to poke at everybody. Everybody knows that.
Flying off the bat building. Yeah, okay, that's not really surprising. My only question would be, how high is the bat building this evening?
Pat and I always used to talk about that we grew up kind of similar ways, that the more the people that we grew up around, the more they liked you, the more crap you caught from them.
You see, I didn't really get any of that until the military. Then, to me, it was just that was just rude.
Yeah.
I grew up in the South where we were supposed to be nice to one another. And, walking into a crowd of people. So Mr. New Yorker would walk into a crowd of people and say, "What's up, fuckheads?" And I'm thinking to myself, I should just beat you to within an inch of your fucking rude life. But
see, now to strangers around here, everybody's nice. But like within groups, you would think that nobody within that group of friends got along, because man, the people were just rough on each other. And I'm talking going for the jugular insults, not playing around. I mean, most of them go for pretty rough insults.
Well, I have some pretty defined viewpoints on those types of things that don't seem to be within the norm of everyone else's, normal.
No, it's definitely not normal. Except we used to have BB gun wars. Everybody else would do like water gun things. Yeah, my cousins and I, we do BB gun wars. One of Pat's, he loved this.
BB gun wars. We
did you?
That was normal for us. Me and my cousins and brothers, and we did BB gun wars. That was normal.
Yep. We Pat always got a kick out of this one, and it's a true story actually. But we always had one rule, don't shoot in the face and everything. And most time we wore glasses or something that you weren't supposed to shoot in the face. My cousin was wearing baggy shorts, and I shot up in a tree at him and everything. And he had to go into the hospital to get a BB removed from his left nut. And after that, we had two rules: you couldn't shoot in the crotch, and you couldn't shoot in the face.
I mean, those are pretty good default rules to have.
Yep. We also
I
got our
was,
BB guns taken away for several months
I
after that.
think I was 9. It was 1970. I
See, it would have
I
been
had a lever action 30-06 Daisy BB gun.
nuts. I couldn't even tell you what the brand was. It was one of the pump where the more you pumped it,
Oh yeah,
the stronger the shoot.
yeah.
Yep.
My cousins had a couple of those.
Yep.
They were real pricks about them too because they would over pump them.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's how I got my cousin in the yeah. Well, I was the youngest.
50
so,
years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. God, dude, it was 30 years ago when I did it. No, it would have been, God, probably 35 years ago. Crap. Yep. That's like,
Take care of Bruce, Don, sing, everybody. So you're out of here? What? You're just going to fucking leave us? Is that what you're... Okay, fine. Be that way, bitch. No, we don't need you. Go on.
Take care, Jason. But you know, I grew up on a farm. I had my first gun was a 22 bolt action, and I had it.
Everybody's first gun was a 22 bolt action. Go ahead.
Yep, and I had it. I mean, when I was in first grade, I had it. So, whatever age that would make me, I just remember it was first grade. That, you know, go out and shoot cans or whatever, and I was able to do it on my own by that age. So I grew up with guns.
Same.
Yep.
My first was a Remington 22 bolt action. My first kill was a squirrel.
Yep. Actually, mine was a ground squirrel.
We had it for dinner that evening. My mother made it.
Nice.
I like squirrel. Still like squirrel.
Yep.
Tastes like chicken.
That 22.
Because ding-a-ling, and later, broski. So you're out of here, dude. Okay, fine. You gotta work. Fine.
Even my sisters got 22s when they're younger, and now my nieces and nephews, between like the 410s we all had as our first guns and the 22s, my nieces and nephews all got one of them, and so they'll pass them down. And like several of them, my dad got when he was a kid, so it's been generational that they've been handed down, which I thought was kind of neat. Old guns, but kept well.
Yeah, I know. I need some old guns. I'm buying too many new guns. Speaking of which, I do need a new gun. I need a shotgun. I need a good, short, pump action, 12 gauge shotgun. Something I can carry in the Jeep.
Mossberg isn't the first name that runs, jumps into your head, but Mossberg does not make a bad pump shotgun. It's pretty decent and it's cheap. I had a Mossberg for a long time and everything. So if you want just a cheap one to carry around, like you say, in your Jeep in a case constantly, heck, I think Mossberg is all right just to kind of have around.
What is that 500 series that they have?
Yeah.
Avenger or a Defender or something like that.
I've got a thing with that in it. The Cabela's thing. It's got those in it. I think it's like the 500 series or something. Oh, where is that at? Doggone it. I can't find my flyer from Cabela's. $328, I think, is what they got on it, whichever one it is. It's a Mossberg pump.
That is exactly what I need,
Yeah. Now they got, some nice semi-autos and everything that you could pay $1,200, $1,700 for, that I wouldn't mind having a couple. My dad's old, but my sister has it. But my dad's old over under shotgun. God, I'd love to have that thing. That's the first gun I almost broke my shoulder on. I was 13 years old, and it was a double trigger over under. So instead of having just one finger in there, I was not a bright child apparently, and I had a finger on both triggers. So when I pulled that first trigger, it pushed my finger back, and it was just pop with both rounds. That smarted a bit at that age.
I can imagine that did smart a little bit. Yes.
That was, I learned very quickly. But my old man was the type, that he let me shoot it. He knew I'd be safe with it. It wasn't going to hurt me real bad and everything. But he knew that lesson would stick to me better if I felt why not to do it. Boy, everybody left us, Don. There's only 3 people left.
Yeah, they hate us. I've
Yeah.
noticed when I get up here and start talking, the people start leaving.
Yeah.
Well, I've also noticed something that I don't know, and call me stupid if you want, but it's my observation that when you and I get up here and talk, we tend to draw a higher grade of person.
We, and I know it, like when we used to debate.
And it's just maybe my twisted observation. I could be completely off the fucking screw on this. Okay. So
how do I say this without sounding conceited? But I think we definitely draw in a better conversation. Did that sound bad? I might have said
no, I agree with that. I agree with that. And by and large, I believe that draws in a better, a higher quality chatter. How about
and I think a lot of it is, I know I don't, and I know you don't like to really dwell on the negative. What can we do to the positive to change it, type of thing, not just dwell on.
It's true. We're not gloom and doom, despair and agony on me.
Right. That type of stuff drives me nuts, and I know it drives a lot of people nuts. It can kill a room quick. So, and I do know when we used to debate that people love that, and all the other chats, they'd always ask if we were both going to be on and go at it again or whatever in our debates. So I always thought that was funny.
See, but there's where the separation kind of might be a redneck if you find a car on blocks while mowing the grass. Yeah.
Now that we get along and found out that we actually agree, well, which we always got along, but I mean, we found out we actually agree on more things than we thought we did. That I don't think it's as much fun for some of the people to watch, but I think it gets to a better conversation that way, though, that we know what we agree on and what we don't.
Listen, if all I ever do or accomplish on this thing is to draw away a higher caliber chatter from Mr. DeTires, and he has a lot of people over there. So if I can just draw away a little bit of his audience, a little bit of the higher end of his audience, then I'll be happy.
Right.
I try not to start while he's up, but sometimes we do.
Yeah, well, and like today, anybody out there listening, it was my idea this time. Don fired it up for me. I was bored as crap. So
Hence the title. Have you seen the title?
I didn't. What is it?
Bored as shit.
Oh, nice. On it was too. I don't set easily, and when I'm told I have to, that even makes it worse. So makes these next 4 days going to be even longer than today was.
Most time I have opportunity to fire it up. So if you ever want to get it fired up early, just say the word. I'm happy to fire it up.
Cool. Right on. Sounds good to me.
Most of the time I finish my day early.
Nice. And I figure I may as well come on and chat while I got the time and don't have to worry about getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock. So may as well make up for not being able to make it as much as I'd like to. It's some of those days though, getting up at like 4 or 5 o'clock. If like, say, like if his Jenny goes out or something like that, and I'm stuck up here and I can't close it down, and if I'm on here till midnight, 4 o'clock comes real quick.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So, and usually they start up at 9 o'clock my time. I just don't have the energy to come up. On that note, I don't know about you, but you about ready to call her a night?
Yes, sir.
Sounds
Let's
good to
roll it
me.
up.
Right on. Thanks everybody in chat. Jason, Bruce, everyone else that's still out there. Says
Jason,
5.
Bruce, Slipping, I think, left. Probably Platoon still out there.
Yep.
What, 4 lurkers? 4 lurkers in Twitch and 1 on the game.
Cool.
All righty, boys and girls. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to hit the button now.
Thanks, Don. Take care.
Later.